Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. And today we have the man himself, Pod Awful, aka Todd Lorenus, or the fuck it is. And he is apparently Chinese today. Is that correct, sir?
你好，谢谢。我是外国人。
Because we're trying to get ratings with the Chinese populace, so we really do appreciate you doing this for us today.
很高兴认识你。
Yeah, whatever he said.
Shit, yeah.
Chow.
I was saying nice to meet you.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
nice
it's
to meet you too.
I'm
bro.
practicing my Chinese.
Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I've been learning Chinese. I haven't been on YouTube for a while.
Yeah, what happened, man?
So I figured in the meantime I would learn Chinese.
Or Mandarin.
For
Gotta
the
be politically
takeover.
correct.
I call
For the takeover.
I call it Chinese. Like wo lai zi zhongguo.
What type of Chinese food? What's your favorite dish?
Oh, I fucking hate that shit. It tastes like garbage.
Yeah.
It's like I lived in New York and I swear to God, I saw them catching pigeons in the
Fuck
park.
yeah, dude.
They,
That's good shit right there, man.
they make that, they'll make that out of anything. Rats,
The
pigeons,
cockroaches in the fucking apartments.
100%. Ni du da.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what happened to YouTube, man? I saw all that on fucking Twitter, bro. What happened on that shit, man?
Fei Cheng Kangji.
Right.
Thank you very much. Basically what happened was YouTube said you don't get to have a channel no more on an account of did you know that it's against the rules? Are we on YouTube right now?
Definitely.
Okay, so watch. I'm gonna do something that's against the rules. Ready?
Yeah, of course.
This is what I did. All right. Guys, this video is gonna end right now, and we're gonna go over to my website, podawful.com, and we're going to finish the show over there. So if you'd like to see the rest of this, go watch it over there at podawful.com.
Please.
And then now that's not we're not really doing that, right? By the way, I am restreaming on my YouTube. I hope you don't care.
No, I don't give a fuck.
If
No,
you care, I'll stop.
No, I don't care.
No, it's all good.
Okay, guys, go watch on what is the channel called? Mir Musk.
Yeah.
Go watch on Mir Musk. I'm just restreaming it to my channel so that I don't have to like download this later. Okay, so it's against the rules apparently. Like, have you ever seen you ever watch anything on YouTube?
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a huge YouTube head. Yeah, man. I love the ads.
So, what do you watch? What's like your favorite guy?
My favorite guy right now?
Yeah, who's your guy?
Probably. Go ahead.
Mine is Ray DeVito. He's my, like, you call him goons. He's my specimen. Like, he's I love watching him. I love all of his antics. So
Okay, I don't know who that is, but is he what is he?
he's a
great
comedian.
man.
He's a comedian.
Comedian?
And,
Does he have like does he ever do anything where he's got like a Patreon or anything
Yep.
like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know when a guy's got a YouTube and he's got a Patreon because he's not making any money off of the YouTube, and then what he'll do is sometimes what they'll do is they'll put like 5 minutes of a stream or a show or whatever on YouTube, and then they go, okay, now go over to Patreon and watch the rest over there.
Right, of course. Like
And
Steven Crowder does. Yeah.
It's like a trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those aren't okay on YouTube. According to YouTube, YouTube told me that's against the rules. Now, I know you've seen 100 million people do this 100 million times. But nope, not allowed. Against the you're not allowed to do that on YouTube. Now, I'm the only person who's ever gotten in trouble for breaking that rule, as far as I can find. But they are pretty steadfast about it because they won't give me my channel back. But hey, listen, I've lost more subscribers than I'll ever gain at this point. I lost a channel with like 11,000 subs, and then I lost a channel with fucking 4,000, and I lose channels. So what I do, my new thing now is I do a new season of the show every time I have to start a new YouTube channel.
Right. There you go, man. Yeah.
So yeah, when like by the way, like there's no point in having seasons on a podcast. That doesn't make any sense. That makes
Don't
sense.
tell Red Bar that.
He started all right, he started doing seasons way after me. Like seasons, he started doing seasons in season 18 or something like that. I don't know, whatever, but it was like 17 or 18 or 19, somewhere in there. All of a sudden, he's like, "Oh yes, Jules, it's a season. Shout out!"
Yeah, right.
I invented this. This is called clapping. I came up with it. And then I'm like, now I did seasons since fucking the first episode of and I said on the first episode, this is season 1, and that was in 2009, and I was making fun of the idea of there being it doesn't make sense for there to be season. It's a podcast. You just
who gives a fuck? Just hop on an episode.
Right, exactly. It doesn't mean anything. And then what happened was I had when I first started doing the podcast, I had this co-host. You know how like you guys are 2 guys?
You were best friends, yeah.
Are you best friends?
Yes, no, we love each other.
Do you guys know each other IRL?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Yes. That's fucked up. So would you guys like have you ever met in real life though? That's a real question.
No, that's some gay fact shit. No, we keep it.
Would you ever hang out in real life with you?
Definitely at a bar. I would walk right up to him.
I think so. Yeah. I think if Mir needed something,
on the street begging, I think Chow would throw me some change.
Do either of you secretly think the other guy's like kind of gay and sucks?
No, we're actually brilliant.
No, I think I get a kick out of everything Lil Mir does. So we're just different, but it vibes well for what we're trying to do. And neither of us take it too serious, you know.
Whoa, ting dee dong.
Yeah. What happened to you and your co-host? You guys have bad blood?
I understand. Huh? What did you ask me?
I asked you what happened to your co-host. You pissed him off too much? You got too big for your britches?
So here's what happened. I had this guy. His name was Joe. And now he was a guy that I met in real life. And I said to him, again, this is 2009. Okay. So I have one hair. That's you guys, can we zoom in on this?
Wait, we're on the poor man's StreamYard where it's only 720, so we can't even see that shit.
I actually, by the way, allowed me to select the amount of stream I'm giving to you.
Yeah.
And I selected the big one, so you're welcome.
Big spender here.
I thought I'd give you guys the best I can give. I saw Mersh's interview on here. Yeah. By the way, Mersh's interview on here was very lucrative for me, so thank you.
Right, I got you, buddy. You know, I'm a double agent, so I got you. No worries.
Thank you for setting that up for me. That was very funny what you guys did to him. But anyway, man. So I knew. So this guy Joe, it's 2009, right? And I said to him, I had just started listening to podcasts like maybe a year before that, right? 2008, maybe 2 years. And I've been listening to Adam Carolla. Do you guys remember him?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew you were a huge Corolla head from things you've mentioned, and then I was a OG Adam Carolla first episode guy too, all the way on.
So yeah, I listened to I used to fall asleep at night with a hidden radio under my pillow listening to Loveline as a kid. Like I wasn't supposed to be up, and I probably wasn't supposed to be listening to that, and I'd listen to that every night. I loved Adam Carolla, and so I listened to his podcast when he had this podcast. I didn't know what a podcast was. I listened to that. And then I moved to New York to do comedy, and I met this guy, Joe. And he was this like gay, ginger, loser. You understand. You guys.
Yeah.
You understand when you have like this annoying ginger
friend. You're like, you're probably,
right. I knew him in real life because this was in a time before the internet, you know. Right. And I said we both did comedy. He was actually a nice guy, but we both did comedy. And I found he mentioned podcasts to me one day. And I was like, I've been thinking about we should do a podcast. And he was like, how do you? Nobody knew what a podcast was back then. By the way, like you try to explain it to a person, hey, listen to our podcast, and be like, what? You had to call it internet radio, or else they didn't know what you were talking about.
Right.
And so I was like, yeah, we should do a podcast. And so. He and I actually came up with it together. We both came up with the name Pod Awful, which I fucking hate. I hate that I'm
stuck with that.
I'm stuck with that. I'm really stuck with it, and it sucks. Because one of the ideas, we were floating all these ideas for like what's the hook of the show. Because back then, before so this was before What the Fuck with Mark Maron. Do you know?
Yep.
So that was like that podcast ruined comedy podcasting. Everything you hate about comedy podcasts, it comes directly from Mark Maron, because what he did is he would bring on comedians and then they'd all tell the same stupid fucking story
Right.
over and over again of how they got into comedy, which is they just started doing it. And then he goes, well, what do you got? You got any tips for the people out there if somebody's looking to start comedy? And then they go, you just got to keep doing it. And then you listen to this thing, and they all say that. You listen to this fucking thing. It made me hate comedy. I moved to New York to do comedy.
Right.
And then I started doing this podcast, and I started getting into the podcast stuff, and it just made me hate comedy and comedians more and more the more I did it. And especially Mark Maron's show, because what he would do, this was in the comedy section on the iTunes podcasting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd listen to it, and there wouldn't be a fucking funny thing happening ever in it.
Right.
It's two comedians. You would think two comedians.
Right.
A recipe for success for at least, I don't know, 12 laughs. I would say bare minimum 12 laughs. And there would be 0. And I'd listen to all of these episodes. I was like an idiot psycho listening to this thing. And that's kind of how Pod Awful became making fun of podcasts and stuff, because I would listen to this thing. I just grew to hate it more and more. And so when I was talking to this Joe character about doing a podcast, we were like, oh, there's got to be an idea. We got to do something.
You need a hook. Always.
Which it turns out that's not true at all. You don't have to have an idea.
Just do it.
Here's what you can do. You can just interview a nobody. You can be a nobody.
Yep.
And you're allowed, and that's allowed. And then somehow you manage to get,
Stuttering John on Andy Dick
full of retards to watch. So and then you get Andy Dick on. Yeah, you can even trick a famous person to being. I did that.
Who'd you trick?
I think my first big guy. Early. This is when people still didn't know what podcasts were, and I got Andrew WK to be on my show. Do you know who that is?
No.
When it's time to party, we will party hard.
Exactly. He's the party hard guy. So he's like a real rock star. He's like a Grammy winner. He had won a Grammy, and he was on my show. I was an idiot. So Joe and I, we're idiots. We think you have to have something. And so we're floating all these ideas. And the name Pod Awful, this is so embarrassing. It comes from, we briefly considered, we briefly considered the show to be like an atheist podcast, but funny, like a comedy. And I was like, I put the kibosh on that. That's not going to work.
How old were you during this period of time?
Too old for that. I don't know.
Got it.
A year and a half old or something. I don't know. But
that era. So the big podcast back then, because I have a good memory and I was into them. It was Corolla. It was Rogan.
Corolla was number 1.
Yep. WTF. And then there was like that. What was that one called? With
The Nerdist.
The Nerdist, and then Ackerman or whatever. What was that shit called?
Comedy. It's called Comedy Bang Bang now, but it was called Comedy Death Ray Radio back then.
Yep.
I listened to all of them. I actually worked for Comedy Bang Bang very briefly for like
I hated that shit.
One little thing. I hated it too. That's the craziest part. I hated it too, but you just back then I was like still young enough and green enough that I was like, oh, you do the glad handing. And now I hate the glad handing. I hate I wouldn't call it clout chasing back then. It's not really what it was. It's like trying to making connections. I hate making connections.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm friendless.
Yeah. That's the way to go though, because you can be free.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, because you guys managed to sort of ride the line, and you get on these disparate people. Where like probably what I'm saying is I feel like a lot of your guests probably hate one of the previous guests.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So or vice versa.
My thing is, you always have to be cordial to people, though. I mean, even in public, you're always cordial to people, you know, to some extent. You are. You hold the door for an old lady or a person walking in the gas station.
I hold the door for
right?
an old lady, yeah, but I wouldn't hold the door for fucking Mersh.
I mean, because you know him, though.
I'm saying just Mersh.
No, I actually like Mersh. I'm just,
yeah. You guys are best friends before, I bet, at one point in time.
We're still best friends.
Well, that's the thing what people don't understand. Like, I know you love Mersh because I like, people are like, oh, you hate this Ray guy because you cover him and you love watching all of his content and laughing at him. But I know, like, you enjoy, it's not a like hate thing. It's like you enjoy laughing at him, basically, right? Or something along those lines. It's not hate.
Wobujidao. Yeah, I don't know. How
to show.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, the only reason I bring up the Joe guy is he was he invented Pod Awful with me. Technically, like if one day he could come knocking and go, "You owe me," you know, which is scary.
Right.
I think about that sometimes because like I've made a pretty good amount of money off of the show, but he quit after the first season. I mean, we didn't know what the season was going to be, but we had seasons from the beginning. And then one day he was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing the show anymore." And I'm like, "What?" He like blindsided me with this. I'm like, "What?" I didn't even know what the show would be. What is it if it's not me and him? The show is me and him. You know, I mean, it's not the same for you guys. Obviously, if Chow was like, "I don't want to do this anymore," Mir, you would be like, "Okay, whatever. I don't fucking care."
I'd be lost without Chow, honestly.
Really?
The OG, bro.
Is
Chow's
he
an
like
OG.
your rock?
He's my sensei.
Okay. That's why they call him the doctor. So, yeah, I didn't know what that, but anyway, so I was so furious at Joe for quitting the show. I was like, okay, the season is over. And then when I came back for season 2 and I was alone, we had this whole, cliffhanger sort of thing with the last episode where we were supposed to be revealing that one of the guests we had on during that season had died. There's like this whole, like, it's just this stupid joke thing kind of making fun of TV and podcasts. And then I was so mad at Joe for quitting the show that instead I made it like a dream sequence where, no, it turns out the guest didn't die. Instead, Joe died.
Right.
And the way he had died was that I had rolled over on him in my sleep and suffocated him, which like implies that we sleep in the same bed and we're gay.
That's guys. Hot. Yeah.
But it's like I was thinking of it like a Ren and Stimpy style sort of, you know.
Right. Something innocent.
Yeah, but now that I say that out loud, I remember that then they made the Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon where they were like overtly gay and had they do fuck each other. It turns out. I probably should have used that.
Did that ruin you and his relationship once he left the show?
Oh yeah. Because we did improv together too, which is gay as it is. I guess we are gay Ren and Stimpy guys, but we did improv. We had an improv team. And it was cool. It was fun. We had it was a bunch of dudes. Like it was all the funny guys that we had met doing comedy all together. And it was just a fun hangout kind of thing, really. And then he quit that too. And I realized, and this is what made me, I hate when I get called a clout chaser. And this is probably why, because I'm the last thing when it comes to clout chasing. I hate this. He quit because he thought like, oh, if I'm with these dudes, I'm not going to make it in improv.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which is like wildly gay. And then
improv was hype back then, though.
It was the biggest thing. It was, if you wanted to get into comedy, that was like fucking your ticket. It was your ticket to ride if you already were rich and you didn't have to have a real job. And
your parents were Jewish.
Your parents are Jewish. Yes. Right. Oh my God. I remember. I remember when I found out about Judaism. When I learned of. Do you remember that? Do you guys remember the first time you found out?
Yes, my Yugoslavian brother at work told me about it, and then I was immersed with it.
I mean, obviously, like when you're a kid, you see them do a Hanukkah on a TV show, and you're like, oh, they're just like us.
Yeah.
And then
you find out they rule the world.
Yeah. And then but yeah, that moment where you're like, oh, there's a different thing going on. Like because I was doing this improv shit and I was at the UCB theater.
Mm.
And this was like this is the place. All right. You can make fun of it all you want, but like fucking for 10 to 15 years, everybody you know in comedy came out of this fucking place. Like everybody was doing well. But everything everybody says about all that stuff is also true. That it's gay and it's like theater kids and shit like that. And I just learned that the hard way. I had to go there to find that out. And I remember sitting there this was early on. It was like year 1, I think, while I was there. I stayed there for a while. Year 1 while I was there. I remember there's this kid and he was like, he's the type of Jewish where he's like just covered in hair, every single part.
He's got the curly hair and everything.
He takes off his shirt. It's like he's still got a wool sweater on, you know?
Right.
And he's like got the very awkward, like long arms. He holds like this, like he's vampiric in a way. It was like a monk.
Right.
Yeah.
He's that type of Jewish. He's the mummy type of Jewish. And I remember, I was thinking like everybody loves this guy for some reason. He's like, he was sort of like,
he was probably a sweetheart, right?
Nah,
No.
he was almost like a lol cow to this community in a way, but like one that you treat well.
Right.
Like, what is what is that fucking autistic retarded kid's name that dresses in suits and eats fast food on YouTube and everyone pretends that they like him and they're not making fun of him? Review. I always forget his name. Review Bra. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's like,
I don't know him.
He wears suits and he just eats in his car. He eats a Wendy's burger and gives them like very proper reviews. And everybody pretends like they love that. That was this guy. This guy was like, everybody was kind of laughing at him and he was like almost like a mascot in a way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it pissed me off because like I hated the idea. Okay. So we're all cool with laughing at this guy to his face, but we just can't tell him we're doing that. I hate that. I hate that there's like these designated people that everyone just silently agrees it's okay to laugh at and make fun of. But then the second you do it to like somebody that's not designated,
no, you can't do that.
You're stepping out of line. I can't stand that shit. And I'm staring at this. His name's David Bloveband, by the way. I don't care. Dave Bloveband. And he was like, he literally, there was this show, this TV show sprang up out of this internet community I was part of. And they literally used him as like a mascot on it. Like he became this thing called the human fish. They made him, and because he was all hairy, they made him sit there in swim trunks with no shirt on and flippers and wear goggles. And like he was like this, he was a retard. I mean, he's just a retard. And
oh yeah, I see him right now. I'll pull him up.
They kind of do that all the time. They did that all the time though. Like Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony, didn't they have like Jewish kids, interns and shit, just be like mascots for their show to some extent?
I don't know. I never watched those or listened to those, but yeah,
holy shit,
yes, that's him. All right. So you see what I'm talking about here?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm staring at him one day. we're in like the improv place. UCB, and they had like a lounge area, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just staring at it. And I'm thinking all this stuff to myself, and I don't think he even knew me very well. I knew him, and I'm just like, all this is circling around in my head, and then I realized, like, wait a second, like I'm struggling. When I moved to New York, I was like the only job I could get was I got a job at GameStop. I was working for $8.
That is tough, bro. That's a tough job, bro. I bet you had so much fun dealing with that shit.
No.
Do you enjoy like the Pokemon cards on the wall, the fucking video games coming in?
No joke. I don't play video games.
So not at all.
No.
Neither do I.
And literally then I was
Fortnite's
so
tough, bro.
broke and they paid me so little. I couldn't afford to buy video games while I worked there. So like, I lied to get the job there. They were like, I was like, okay, I've got this interview tomorrow. And so I literally just looked up all the titles that are coming out soon. I was like, they're going to ask me what title am I looking forward to? And I just picked one at random and lied. I just lied well enough. I was like cordial and funny enough to just get the job. And then when they hired me, I was like, I don't play video games at all, and I can't even afford to buy one right now. And I was like, I was so poor that I was melting basically. Like my body, I was like so thin that none of my clothes fit me anymore. I didn't even have a belt that would fit, and I was having to hold my jeans onto me. And so I'm like, I'm horrifically poor.
Yeah.
And I have like no money, just none. And rent is $1,000 a month
in New York.
Yeah, and that's with sharing a place,
Yeah.
and it only got worse from there. That was still early on, and I'm staring at this Dave Bluff Band guy, and I'm like, how is he able to just sit here? He's just here all day. He's at every show. He's taking class after class here. He's got all the time in the world. And I was like, oh, he's Jewish. His parents are rich.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And then I started realizing every single person who was successful at this place didn't have a job. They had their parents were paying for them to be there. And everybody thinks that about me, but I was literally fucking dying. One day I showed up to GameStop. They had a store meeting.
Yeah.
They told me to go home because I was holding my pants on. I'm like, and I was like green. I was like, I'm not kidding. They were like, Jesse, are you okay? And I'm like, huh? And I'm shaking. I didn't know it, but I was like starving. I was dying. I think for the week I was able to afford. I went to the grocery store down the street and I bought a thing of chorizo, like just a log of chorizo, and I was like cutting it and cooking it on my radiator.
You got your rations cut up for the week.
This is not a joke. I literally cooked it on a radiator and ate it off of there. And like that, yes, I was rationing it out throughout the week.
Yeah.
They were like, you have to go home. Like, there's something wrong with you, Jeff. And I'm like, no, I'm just hungry. I was like, can you please pay me? Please pay me.
GameStop never did any pizza parties or nothing, dude.
No. I had to quit. I had to quit when Black Ops 2 came out.
Oh, I bet that was tough.
They tried to get me to do the midnight release for that, which was that was big. That was real big.
Yeah,
I had never even heard of Black Ops 1, and I didn't even know that was a thing. So I had no idea this was like a big deal. I was at the midnight.
It was huge.
We were there until like 3:30 a.m. or something, right? This is in Manhattan. This is the biggest GameStop, by the way, in the world. It's in Herald Square in New York. I'm the top salesman there. Okay. I'm begging them, can I make 25 cents more an hour? Just $8.25 an hour.
You're like on your hands and knees, like please.
Begging them. They hired a bunch of new guys, had me train them. And then one of them was like this gay little retard. His name was Santiago. He was from Spain.
Right.
So he had that lisp, that lisp.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Santiago, how much you make? Which you're not supposed to do. And he was like, huh? Oh, I make $8.50 an hour. And I was making $8. I'm training this guy. So he's like my replacement, basically.
Right.
I'm training him. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I went up to the manager. I was like, hey, Santiago just told me he makes $8.50 an hour. You're going to have to give me more money or I'm just never going to do anything. I'm your top salesman and I'm done. And so they tried to keep me there for Black Ops 2. And then it was like 3 a.m. And then I lived in Brooklyn. And this was in Manhattan. Right. And so at that time of morning, you're going to be waiting like 2 hours for the train. And then the trip itself is going to take forever. And it's not nice and it's not safe and it's bad. And so I knew I'd be getting home around probably like 5, 6 a.m. And then they told me I had to come back in at 7, that's literally not enough time to get home and then get back. I would have to like just sleep inside the store at that, which they wouldn't let me do. But there's no time. I was like, no, I'm not coming in the morning for that. And so I quit, and I had no money, and I almost died.
That's the grind you go on. And you're so right about that UCB shit, because what they do, it's such a pyramid scheme. Like they charge like $300 a class, and then they have like all these levels to it, right?
Yeah.
But then when you level up, it just means you get to like perform once in front of like a live audience, but you don't get paid for that, right?
Well, so the way it works is you take classes there and you might get to perform, you might not. You get to perform if you have a class, you get to perform twice during the class. And but it's not like for their main stage. It's like in the middle of the day when nobody's at the theater. And yeah, it's a fucking pyramid scheme, basically. Like it's a cult, it's a pyramid scheme. It's gay and it's bad. And I had already been doing improv for 10 years by the time I started. By the time I started there. I mean, I'd done like all sorts. I'd done sketch comedy and stand up and just anything.
Shakespeare.
Anything on a stage. I had been just in my hometown. I had been performing on a stage in front of like paying crowds for 10 years.
Right.
And then I moved to New York and I started doing this thing. I was like, oh shit, this is a fucking ripoff. Like, and it costs like $400 a class.
So that's a little bit different than what mostly I hear from comedians. Cause usually comedians, when they come to New York to make it big, excuse me, they're usually been traumatized in childhood to some extent. They've been raped, they've been molested, whatever the fuck it is. But you, it sounds like you're just like, you're a performer.
Yeah, I mean, stand-ups are all like, yes, I was molested. They love stand-ups love being molested to a point where I think they're lying about it, like it's stolen molested valor. Like I think they are all trying to top each other because, like, one comedian. Here's what happened. Like, what was that clown? Pagliacci or whatever, the sad clown, where the doctor is like, why don't you go see the clown, Pagliacci, the famous clown? That'll make you feel better. And he's like, but doctor, I am Pagliacci. So they heard that story one day. And then one comedian was like, fuck it, I'm going to top that. I'm going to fucking kill myself. Bye. And then he blew his stupid head off, right? And then when you hear about a comedian committing S, are we allowed to say it? When a comedian takes vitamin S, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Of course,
we catch it. Yeah.
When you hear about that, you're like, oh wow. So the man who made us laugh was actually, he was crying inside. It's this like gay thing that everybody, when Robin Williams died, everybody's like, oh my gosh, he had the secret pain. We none of us knew. He kept us smiling while he.
It was so gay.
Yeah. So, which, by the way, Robin Williams came to UCB one time. He pretended to jack off on me. That's my Robin Williams.
There you go. That's improv.
That really happened. He was like pretending to masturbate and jizz on me. So anyway, so
you were never molested then?
No, God no.
Okay, your parents, good parents. Everything.
By the way, if I was molested, you would never know about it. I could be lying right now. I could have been like severely molested. I might be one of the most molested people of all time. You're not ever going to know about it because why would you tell people?
Share that with anyone.
But that's the thing. Comedians, Richard Jeni fucking shot his head off or whatever. And so they all get it in their heads. The stand-up comedians all get it in their heads like, oh, in order to be good, you have to be dark. You have to secretly in your head be dark, and you have to be messed up, and you have to be on drugs, and you have to drink. And then I think they're all just trying to top each other. Most of them are lying at this point. A lot of them are like sober too. So they're like, I think a lot of comedy people, and not even just stand-ups, but like podcast people, I think a lot of them are lying about drinking. I think they're fake drinking. Yeah. I think they are fake taking drugs. I'm not going to name any names right now, but maybe somebody we've mentioned already.
Red Bar?
So,
yeah.
Oh! Dude, no, I see him down those bottles. I see him smoking that kush, bro.
You see him down that decanter he set up on his desk for you to see it ahead of time. Yeah, the guy who is in so much pain and he's going to the doctor all the time.
He's shitting himself in diapers, all that
showing himself opening up his granny box of pills. Yeah, he's probably just drinking nonstop.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And interestingly enough, the first time I ever saw you was on his show.
Oh, really? When was that?
So I remember during Melton Watch, you had popped in on the show a time or two.
That's true. That is
and
true.
Then a couple years later, you popped on the show when that whole Warski and like Mersh and like he was covering something and he had you on and he was almost like trying to like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, well, yeah. Which he had been on my show at that. Like he had known me for years. At that
Yeah, this was like 3 or 4 years after that. So
yeah, well, he's like, he's in his late stage Howard Stern mode, where he's invented everything.
He's politically correct now.
Everybody's copying him. He's Jewish.
Yeah, he hates Sven. I think Sven was talking about. You saw this Sven shit.
I'm best friends with Sven. Sven's told me everything from behind the scenes. It's actually crazy. I'm going to be doing. I haven't done the show in forever. My first show back is actually going to be talking about all of this, because it was one of his fans that got me booted off of YouTube.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, it was a Red Bar. A Red Bar guy was mad that I'm friends with Sven now. So he reported every one of my videos, just hoping something would stick, and managed to get the dumbest thing ever to stick. So yeah, I will be talking about all that. But anyway, I just think a lot of the here's all the stand-up guys, they want to be like secret, they want to be like dark. I would say secretly, but it's not a secret. They talk about it constantly. They're like, oh, I'm so fucked up. And then all the improv people, and this is why improv gets made fun of for being gay. All the improv people are the exact opposite. They had great childhoods. They're usually rich, their parents are rich.
They're paying for their fucking ride. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a lot of this is what nobody talks about is there's way more crossover between those things than anybody likes to admit. Like there's a lot of improv people who do stand up, a lot of stand up people who do improv. I mean, like fucking at UCB, I saw like all of the greatest stand ups ever go through, both perform there, doing stand-up, sometimes sit in on improv shit, just hanging out there. Like I saw Louis C.K. there.
Oh shit! Okay.
Like he performed there regularly. Like there's no this whole like bad blood thing between improv. I don't have a dog in the fight. I hate both improv and stand-up. Are for I almost said
what faggot?
Yeah. Okay, am I allowed?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Oh wait, I just remembered I'm streaming on my channel. No.
Yeah, you better watch out, man. You better watch out.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't really give a shit about either one at this point. I started going full tilt into the podcast shit because I ended up hating both. But yes, a lot of improv people are like babies. They're basically adult babies that have never had a problem. And that is why it's so funny when people make fun of me for doing improv, because it's like, well, that's why I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it because I realized that I agree with you. I'm on your side with it. I hate those people. Like when I realized how easy they all had it, and it's like, I've got friends. I have people who I was like very close friends with who work on very big
projects,
shows,
right?
Like the Tonight Show, like I mean, stuff you can name, huge things, and not one of them deserves it. These are people I liked at one point. Not one of them deserves it. Like they're not funny enough, and they had too easy of a ride to that point. So I do respect the grind of stand-ups. I do respect that, you usually have to go through something
right
to make that happen. I just think they're all gay for like acting like they have the darkest lives ever, and they're the low.
Everyone has fucking issues at the end of the day. It's just like,
no.
What do you mean? No, I'm not saying I'm being molested and shit.
I'm not at the end of the day ever. I operate at the beginning of the day.
All right, beginning of the day. Do you have issues?
Yes.
There you go. That's all I need to hear.
My main issue is that I was maybe the most molested person of all time.
But you'll keep that with your priest.
I will go to the grave with that knowledge. Okay, like nobody's ever gonna know that about me. I'm not gonna be sitting here going, trying to figure out.
Someone decipher that right now.
No, on the stand-up thing, I kind of bucket it. I was thinking about this the other day, and like, why do people get into doing stand-up? And I think there's a couple little buckets you can put people in. There's like people who are into drinking and have a substance abuse problem.
People are into fucking.
And people who want to go get pussy. That's the other one. And then, of course, an overarching thing is, you want the adrenaline or whatever that you get from being in front of the stage and all that type of stuff. So I was trying to like, because you can almost pinpoint like certain guys and what their vices are. And
that's another thing actually that I really hate about stand-ups that's really gay about, and I guess maybe improv people, but I never hear them say it. Stand-ups actually will admit this out loud. That thing where they're like, the adrenaline rush of a crowd laughing, like, oh, it's like a drug. Oh man, just inject that into my. When you're up there murdering, when they start talking about murdering, I'm out. The second you start saying killing, murdering, you've never killed, you've never murdered. The room, like, and by the way, your profession is one where the people in the audience have to be drunk to enjoy it. Like, sorry, you're not that funny. You just aren't. When you're up there killing, when you're up there murdering, it means that the bartender had a heavier hand that day. That's it. It's just. I've never I like making people laugh. I like being funny.
You're hilarious. I love it.
I like it for me. Like I'm laughing.
Right.
And then that thing of where it's like, oh man, the crowd when I hear
who gives a fuck what they think.
It's not that I don't care. I want them to laugh too, but it's like, I'm hoping. But like, I'm mostly like just trying to make myself laugh. And I've that thing about it. Oh, it's like a drug. I've never experienced it. But I also have here's one of my issues. If we can talk Mark Maron style about my issues real quick.
Yes, I'd love to hear about what's going on with you.
Aside from being Schrodinger's molested boy.
Yeah, of course.
My other issue is that I suffer from a condition known as anhedonia.
That has to do with your,
which is not Chinese, by the way. I mean, I just don't like anything. I don't enjoy anything.
Okay.
And I think part of that,
and that's true. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's why I don't play video games. I don't like music. I figured this out when I talked to people about music, when I was young, and I realized that everyone else likes music and I didn't. And
yeah,
which is kind of odd.
You can't feel joy.
Basically. Yeah, basically. So like, I can't. There are things I can, like, my family.
Your podcast. I bet you feel joy.
No,
no,
no. My wife, my children, that sort of stuff. Sure, but here's the way it manifests for me. I never feel a sense of accomplishment ever. It just doesn't happen for me. I never feel like I've done something, I've achieved anything, that anything had any point to it. I've never once really felt. Every once in a while, I'll get like a shade of that, where I'll be like, "Oh, it sort of felt nice to get that done."
Right. You get a little.
It instantly evaporates, and I'm like, "Okay, no, never mind. I was wrong."
It's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and so I've never felt accomplishment, and I think that's kind of what the enjoying that laugh from people is like. I think it's like an accomplishment because you came up with the joke and you're testing it on them and you're seeing if it works, and when they do it, you're getting that. I don't have that. That doesn't happen, and I don't care if they don't laugh. It's like, well, I
laughed. Fuck you.
Well, if I think it's funny, then I'm right. I can't be here. That's the shitty thing about art. Not that comedy is art. Certainly not that anything I do is art. Right. But what they say about art is that it is subjective, right?
Yes.
No, it isn't. Okay.
I'm waiting.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah.
And because like when you go to you ever been to a museum?
Yes.
So when you go to the museum, you ever been to a modern art museum?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
All right. Now, and then you've been to like a regular one. There's modern art.
Like exhibits with modern art.
Classic art. Yeah. Fine art.
Actual art and modern art. And then, so you go to the actual art museum and you might enjoy a painting. You sit there and go, wow.
Right. Damn.
That's crazy. They painted that. How did they even do that? Look at that tiny little detail. What some pointillism thing where you're like, all those little dots make a big picture. That's crazy. And then you go to a modern art museum. You're like, nah, nope. A big shoe. That's not art. No. a guy duct tape a banana to a wall, hot art. You know it, like
toilets all pushed together to make a set. Yeah.
Like the Sundays at the park in Chicago with the pointillism, you know,
exactly the one
George Seurat, you know, that's incredible to see in real life.
Of course, and that's exactly the one I was thinking of when I said that.
Of course,
Ferris Bueller. but I went to the Museum of Modern Art in New York several times, and it's like it's literally. I said a big shoe. That is literally one of their like big exhibits. There, it's just a big shoe. Somebody made a big shoe, and then you're like, and who cares?
Or like the Coons, you know, like the big like poodle dog things. Have you seen those?
Yes,
they're billions of dollars. Yeah,
that's dumb. And you know in your heart of hearts that one of those is real art, and the other one is a jackass. And in the same way, comedy is actually, if it's an art at all, it is one where you know if the person achieved it or not, because it's like a magic trick. You're trying to surprise a person. If they laugh, you did it. If anyone, but here's where it gets murky, right? If anyone laughs, you did it. So if something is funny, all it requires is like, what is the bare minimum for something being funny? Something being, not objectively funny, if as objective as that can be. I think
that's a laugh.
I think it's one guy laughing one time.
One guy. Yeah.
So, but that could just be you. Yeah. So if you laugh, then it was funny. And then everybody, I get made fun of a lot because I laugh at myself.
Yeah, that's fine. I laugh at myself all the time.
Well, I in my head, when people say that, I'm like, if you don't, then don't you kind of think that what you said isn't funny? You're either like purposefully avoiding doing it. You're having to turn that off, which is a little psychopathic.
I think that's insecurity, isn't it? A little bit.
Well, here's why. Here's who says that. Stand-ups and stand-up simps. They're the ones who say that you're not allowed to laugh at yourself, because stand-up is truly like magic.
Yes.
It's an actual magic trick, and the magic trick isn't the joke, and it isn't making you laugh. The magic trick is making it seem like that's the first time they said it. But instead, they're saying shit that they've said a billion times, and shit that didn't work half of those times, if not more. And no one laughed in any of those times. That guy on stage isn't laughing because he knows he knows what he's going to say. I'm laughing because I'm making it up as I go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if something's really funny, you can't stop yourself from laughing. Dave Chappelle does the opposite, though, and no one seems to give him trouble for it. He pretends to laugh at the joke he said 800 million times. He's faking it. And when he hits himself with the microphone, he does the
stagecraft to cue. Now, here, Jesse, on that note, when you analyze comedy and the joke versus, I think most of comedy is stagecraft and all these little magic tricks to what makes it good, where the regular person says that's a good comedian. There's all this other stuff that goes into it. Just like when you realize really good art has, like, it follows the rules of third, the painting has the right composition and different things. I think there's more of like the structure of what the comedian's doing more than the actual joke. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's for stand up. Yes, that's 100% what it is. Like it's all just it's the shitty parts you don't want to have to think about. And I've never been able to turn off that part of my brain while watching comedy. And that actually goes for improv and any sketch, any form of comedy. When I'm watching other people do it, I am analyzing it that way. I always have, and I can't not do it. I've said this since, I started doing improv when I was like 13. And I said all the way back then, like, I don't enjoy watching it. I don't think it's fun to watch. Like, I get why other people enjoy it, but for me, it's not fun to watch it. I'm sitting there and I'm watching the moves and I know what's coming.
Yep. And
when I watch stand-up, it's the same way. I know what the punchline is going to be. Because I understand it from the setup.
Right.
Because there's like 5 things it could possibly be, and one of them is likely. And that doesn't mean that it won't necessarily be funny, or even that I won't laugh at the joke if it's done well, which is the craft part, the stagecraft
Right.
part, as you put it. But I'm not watching it like the average person,
Well,
where
that
I can't be mindless about it, and I wish I could.
and that I'm 100% like that with stand-up comedy too, because it's so formulaic, and that's why I like absurd, like YouTube type. I laugh at like the absurd characters on YouTube, or even like
Yeah.
I think Brendan Schaub's comedy special is funny because it's just so absurd. Like it's out of left field.
Oh yeah, bad
weird
comedy is the
Right.
funniest comedy.
Exactly. So it's like he's like, oh, Mexican cookie is the chocolate chip with salsa on it or something. It's like I don't know, like just to me that stuff's funnier than just like your quote unquote 7 out of 10 comedian who it's like you kind of tell where it's going and it's all
that's why I started only doing podcasting for my comedy outlet or whatever, is because it was complete, at least the way I do it is completely on the fly, just totally making shit up. And a lot of times it is, involving characters and people who aren't even aware they're part of it in some way. I think of my podcast as more like a sitcom in a way. I think it is funny because of the situations that happen. It is situational comedy, like truly to that word, where I am setting up things that I think might have a funny outcome. And then when the show goes live, we'll see if that works or not.
Right.
But there's no.
I watched your show because I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I've never really seen your show before. After you covered us with Mersh, and I watched your take on our show and everything like that. And you had a lot of very funny characters, come in and talk and everything like that. And I get what you're saying when you have to have those characters to some extent,
Yeah, I don't like Chow. You were talking about Comedy Bang Bang earlier, where it's literally a show where they bring on people who improvise character, like they're actually pretending. I hate that shit.
It's not authentic, honestly.
I can't, as a guy who it used to be all I did was like go on stage with other people pretending to be characters and never denying what it is they're doing. On a podcast, I cannot do that. Like going along with a character and not like breaking the fourth wall from it.
Gay, dude.
I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so gay and so annoying.
And then we were talking about your show for a second. I really, I mainly started catching you. I knew about you, but I started catching you when you jumped on YouTube, and I started watching your clip channel's great, by the way. That really brings a lot of people in.
That's Angie. I can't take any.
Yeah, shout out Angie. But your show, you call it a program, and you really do preparation for your show, and it really is well structured in what you're going to cover. You come prepared, and you lay out whatever the topic be. You have some obscure characters. You have some kind of more quote unquote mainstream, if you want to call Mersh mainstream in the streaming world.
I don't, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's all, you can tell the people you cover are people that you enjoy covering, and you go deep and you figure out what you want to talk about. It's not some of this stuff like that. We kind of were birthed out of these characters, and we've had a lot of them on from this Dabbleverse, where it's just kind of a hodgepodge group of guys just pushing the live button and staring into the screen and looking at the chat and interacting. It's like,
yeah, I vaguely know what the Dabbleverse is, like very, very vaguely know that it's a thing. I mostly have just heard that it exists. But what is it, like a bunch of lol cows from some corner of the internet or something?
Basically, it's a lot of boomer characters from stand-up, like, but it's birthed out of like Howard Stern with Stuttering John, and then like some Compound Media stuff with Kevin Brennan, who was on Compound, and then there's some.
I know who that is. I know who that is.
Yeah, there's ancillary characters, and basically they just stream and fight with each other all day in the live streams, and the fans jump back and forth. And then there's they're little. There's minions for each one, and and Shuli and Bob Levy are big in it too. So it's like it's this weird boomer slash.
See, I never
E-beef.
listened to Opie and Anthony or Howard Stern or anything. So these people, these characters, these people, it means nothing to me. So I just don't get into this. Occasionally I will check out like old clips of Opie and Anthony or Howard Stern, but it's almost always to like learn something about someone that I dislike. Because it turns out that I found out as a fully adult man with a family, it took me that long to figure out that pretty much like 90% of the things I dislike in podcasting all stem from three things: fans of Opie and Anthony, fans of Howard Stern, or fans of professional wrestling.
That's another one that a bunch of these people in the Dabbleverse are all into professional wrestling too. It's like those three are the Dabbleverse.
Okay, well then, yeah. So it's very obvious why I've completely steered clear from. I now have like a sixth sense for when someone is an adult baby wrestling lover, where they're like secretly into that. I can always tell. I get a little niggle in the back of my brain where I'm like, okay, this guy, he just said kayfabe, so I think we can chalk this one up. But yeah, I don't really know any of that shit. I guess I should be into it. It's like a pretty much fucking built-in audience there.
It is, yeah.
But that's why, again, not a clout chaser. I hate stuff like that.
Hey, real quick, I have another question for you, sir, because Merce was talking about this when we were interviewing him. He said you and him were kind of together at one point in time.
We were
in person. No, you guys were in person.
He actually told you on your show that he was molested. He talked about being. I was the guy who molested.
I thought he was Italian the whole other time, so I don't remember shit from that show. But
that's you really don't. You really weren't getting what was happening,
dude. I was so fucked up. I don't even remember anything.
Yeah,
I was just having fun.
That was actually very embarrassing to watch.
No, I loved every second of it, man. It was
hard. It was a hard watch when you kept saying the same things over and
over again. Trust me. Don't worry. I'll make sure to do that in this one. But my thing is this to you is when you and him were together in person, how was that interacting with him? And,
sexy.
But my thing is, were you kind of passive aggressive towards him in person when you guys were together?
Yeah.
Because he kind of bitched about that with you. Like he was kind of a cunt. He's trying to assert me in my level with the group.
So Mersh didn't realize I was making fun of Mersh to his face.
Yeah. Why though? Why would you do that though?
When I met, all right. So do you know what Hollywood Mersh is?
No.
Have you ever heard that?
No.
So I came up with this thing, and it was when I met him. Like literally while meeting him, this phrase popped into my head: Hollywood Mersh. And the reason for that was one, I knew he was into wrestling, and I think it kind of probably somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew that Hulk Hogan was called a Hollywood Hogan at one point. So I think it kind of sprang out of that. But he was acting like he was the biggest shot of all time. He
was holding court at the table. Yeah.
So we met up, and he's trying to be a streamer guy. And the thing that really threw me I liked Mersh. Like we were internet pals, I guess, before this. The minute I met him, he had bought, he came to New York from Florida, and on his way there at the airport or something, he bought a selfie stick.
Oh, that's a good classy vibe.
And
oh, gee,
that was it. I was out. Well, I mean, that's all it took. He's walking around with the selfie stick, and he's trying to be this big streamer. He thinks he's going to be like a big IRL streamer. And he's like offering to buy people drinks,
filming you guys.
And I mean, definition of clout chaser, by the way. And these are just qualities of a person I dislike. Now, I didn't know it fully then. I hadn't gotten this through my head, but there's this thing called the Mersh effect, where Mersh tries to wine and dine other adult men.
I loved him.
Into becoming his friend, which he's done to you.
I was a huge fan.
You are part of the Mersh effect.
All right.
And it's not your fault. I don't hate the Mersh effect guy.
I think he's a great guy. He seemed
of course
nice. He seemed nice.
But here's the thing. He's nice as long as you're useful to him.
Or you're hammered.
Or, well, I mean, he was kind of making fun of you, really. But Mersh is only on your side if you are fully loyal to him.
Right.
Yeah.
And I talked to Frank Hassel about this because Mersh very famously tried to do this with Frank Hassel. He went on this like meltdown tirade about how he offered Frank Hassel to buy him steaks and get him. I don't know. He seemed to think he had some sort of access to stuff that a normal human being doesn't have access to that he could give to Frank Hassel, and tried to get him to hang out with him when Frank was in Florida. And I saw that while it was happening live. And I'm like, dude, just fucking say you want to hang out with Sam Hyde. Like, it's pathetic what you're doing. You're trying to leapfrog.
You said this at the table?
No, I'm saying I said this in my head when he was trying to do it to Frank Hassel. And I talked to Frank about it, and Frank was like, yeah, I just instantly picked up that this guy is trying to start a relationship with me. He was like, I mean, Mersh does to other adult men what you do to a woman to court them.
Right.
And so, and I'm sure I can't remember what he said when he was on your show or whatever about me, but he's said this a million times. His line about me is, when I met up with Jesse, I mean, number one, this dude was sitting there drinking a Dr. Pepper. I mean,
yeah.
And he's doing his dainty little weird finger hands. Right. And this whole thing about this Dr. Pepper, like, I'm literally drinking a Dr. Pepper right now. Okay. This joke about the Dr. Pepper. Number one, it's a cope because Mersh is a horrific alcoholic and drug addict.
Rest in peace.
And he does this thing where he's like, I don't trust people who don't do drugs. It's like, well, I call me crazy. I might be the odd man out here. I personally believe that maybe the least trustworthy person is the drug addict.
Yeah.
That might be me. The guy who's never done drugs. Maybe I'm just biased in some way, but I feel like it's a pretty common stereotype.
Assumption.
Yeah, that a drug addict is untrustworthy, but that's his cope. And then this thing about like, oh, I was sitting there drinking Dr. Pepper. Well, Mersh invited me out to a bar,
right?
Knowing I don't drink. He already knew that about me. I told him like, hey man, I don't.
So he's already trying to like assert some type of like dominance over you to some extent, or make you look like a bitch to some extent.
Here's what happened. I get there. I'm instantly clocking him for being this like guy who thinks he's making it, in internet Hollywood. Because he's got me there. He's got Carl, the streamer Carl is there. Yeah. And then he thinks like this is a big wheeling and dealing thing. He takes us to this rooftop bar. That's what you do to a girl.
Mm-hmm. I'm hit, bro.
I feel like I was being raped. Like I was like, even if I did drink, I would not allow him to buy me a drink. I'd be holding my drink like this the whole time, because I'm going to be date raped by this guy. We're at a rooftop bar. He's got all his little streamer buddies. All these guys show up.
They're all on his nuts.
This is the real truth of that story. This thing about me drinking a Dr. Pepper. It's all on video. I streamed the whole thing making fun of Mersh. You can see me in the video. I'm drinking water. Here's what actually happened. Mersh twice. He took us to a rooftop bar. Then he took us to, I found this out after the fact. I think he took us to the bar that like Anthony Cumia.
Oh, that's hot. Yeah. His
so, like,
right buddy.
He wanted to like hang out at Cumia's place. And at both places, Mersh offered to buy me a Dr. Pepper. And both times I said, no, I'm good. Thanks. I'll just get a water for me. One of those times is on video. You can see me ordering the water from the poor waitress who was having to deal with Mersh's bizarre being.
Right.
So this whole thing, he's sitting there drinking a Dr. This is a fantasy he came up with. And I only have realized this very recently because I am yet another in a long line of women who have rejected him. Mersh attempted to take me on a date. I said no, thank you. He tried to get me drunk when I said no. I said no, thank you again. And this is what he does with man after man. He does this with women too. I've had some of his attempted lovers on the show before, and they say all the same things. They went through the same experience as me. And this is what anybody who watches my show and has seen the Mersh stuff knows, is every single time Mersh talks about me, it is in this bizarre, gay way. He always says that I treat him like I'm a jilted lover. But then 2 seconds later, the next sentence will be that he's like, he literally one time said if it was between me and Blair White, he would rather fuck me. He said it on camera.
And so you dissed him in public though, right? With the group around. How did he receive that?
Here's the thing. I teased him, and I didn't hate him. I teased him for acting cringe, and I did it in the way that you would do that to a friend.
Right. You're fucking roasting with your buds. Yeah, I get that.
Yes,
yeah, you fuck with them.
100%. Yeah. There was no part of me that was like there was an animosity or whatever.
Right.
I was openly doing it to his face, though. I couldn't believe he didn't get
so he's not a boy. He's just like he's like he took that offensively like a bitch would.
No, what ends up happening is later on, I continued being fine with him. Yeah. And then later on, I did a parody of his show. And he couldn't handle it. I made fun of his show. I made fun of Revenge of the Sis. By the way, I did both him and Royce simultaneously. I was doing an impression of both of them, but they both did not take it well. But Mersh had a big baby freak out about it. He tried to shut down his entire Discord from being able to watch Pod Awful after that. He said he used the phrase, give him nothing.
Yes.
Which then became like a meme.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't believe his reaction to it. Now, what he'll say is that I did that because I was mad he had Dick Masterson on his show. And I was mad he had Dick Masterson on his show. But it was more specific than that.
Right.
Dick Masterson, I got kicked off of Patreon because of Dick Masterson. Dick Masterson told his fans to report my Patreon because I had used the N-word. And I have been banned from Patreon since 2016. It was, by the way, I was making all of my money off of Patreon.
Right.
So I lost my job because of this dude. There's a guy, I mean, if a guy goes after your money like that hard, that's self-defense situation time. You could put a gun to a guy's head, you'd have a good case in some states. So as far as I'm concerned, Dick Masterson is an enemy of mine. Mersh and I, and Royce, I guess, to some degree, as far as I was concerned at that point, we were internet friends, even though I had sort of made fun of him. They bring on Dick Masterson. Not only do they interview him, not only do they have him on, and I don't think they have to defend me, by the way. That's not what I'm asking for here. What pissed me off was they had him on to promote. He had created a website that was a Patreon alternative. And the way he advertised the Patreon alternative was that, hey, on our platform, you can say the N-word.
Oh, shit.
Hello?
Right.
Now, I know for a fact that Royce and Mersh knew what Dick had done to my Patreon. And I thought it was a little strange that there was no question about it. There was no pushback at all. There was not even a little, didn't you?
Right. Didn't you say that? But when you got, yeah.
And what pissed me off about it was that it was because they were clout chasing. It was because they were glad handing things I hate, things I've learned to hate over the years. It wasn't that they didn't defend me. It was that it was so important to them to get in the good graces of this guy that the relationship they had with me didn't matter.
Right.
Now, I am not, again, I'm not Mersh. You don't have to show me pure loyalty or anything. But if I don't like that, and then I want to make fun of your show as a result, you should probably take that a little bit more graciously than what they did. All I did was make fun of their show.
I think it's a good thing when people make fun of your show, honestly.
Of course. And
you get more recognition from it.
People had parodied my show. I had parodied other shows. That's kind of what I do. The name of the show is Pod Awful. I sort of am making fun of podcasts. It's kind of the bit.
And Mersh has never actually like accepted the fact that, you know, you make him. He's never actually been like, you know what, Pod Awful is actually kind of funny. I enjoy watching Pod Awful make fun of my show. He's never admitted that.
Funniest guys he knew the day before that to I have never been funny the day after that. And that was what was so disingenuous. At the time, I had a bunch of we shared a lot of viewers and listeners.
Yeah, some of the same fan base. Yeah.
Yeah, the ROTC people were all in the chat watching that show live and laughing their fucking asses off. I had tons of their biggest fans tell me like that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. That was amazing. You should do it again. And then the next day, all those people were quiet because Mersh had put out a decree that you're not allowed to like me anymore. It literally, how long have I been making fun of Mersh now? Fuck, it's been, is it 5 years? I have been 5 years of making fun of Mersh and ruining his life, by the way.
I know. I've seen the clips.
Would not have happened if he had just gone, that was funny. I would literally still be friends with Mersh. I did not end that stream going like, well, you know, that means we can't talk anymore.
So if he came out today and said, you know what, you're actually pretty funny. I'm sorry for the way I've acted in the past, you know, towards your show. I really do enjoy Pod Awful when they make fun of us. Would you guys be good at that point in time? And
it would have to do that and then also stop being one of the most embarrassing human beings that's ever existed. It's like, it's too much now. It's too piled on. It's not that I mean, listen, I like being friends with people I make fun of on the show, actually. I like being cool with them.
Yeah, you shit on your guests or whatever your characters.
Fun of actual real life
Burgers friends, is one of your guys, right?
Yeah, Mr. Burgers. Like I mean, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Shaman, who is a kind of a crossover with this Dabbleverse shit.
I am very good friends with Comedy Shaman.
He's a good dude.
And he's a great guy. He just got out of rehab, by the way.
Fuck yeah. God bless Shaman if you see this.
I feel like actually I was a big part of him getting that help, and I hope I was because I really want him to be better. But yeah, I make fun of, and he knows we pick on each other. He picks on me back. It doesn't matter. Yeah, a lot of the I realized actually very recent in recent history, as far as the grand scheme of things, I've realized like I'm probably a little too harsh.
Are you? Do you really think so?
Yeah, because I should be nice. I should keep them as friends. I don't know, but we always end up being enemies. All right, here's what happens. I'm not good at most things. All right.
Oh, right.
Okay. I think everyone watching can agree on that. But I do have one uncanny ability, and it's not something I like try to do. It's just, and this has been true of me since I was a kid. I have the uncanny ability to instantly figure out the one thing to say about a person that's gonna fucking all
right, okay. You see our guest right here, Kenneth Poe. Can you do that with him right now?
Oh, that's it. You know, I almost beat you to that segue. I was like, you want to do that with me, Greg? I have nipples. You can milk me.
There you go.
For instance, like, I don't know that. I literally don't know who you are, Kenneth, whatsoever. Okay.
Right.
I have no clue anything about you at all. But what I instantly detect about you is that you think you're going to become an internet guy. Like you think there's maybe a chance for you in this sort of realm where maybe you get to talk about the Dabbleverse or whatever, and ain't nobody interested. And just to be clear, I was asked to do this. I don't want to do this. You are energetically bald. So the flat cap as a fucking 40-something year old. It's the flat.
How old? Wait, how old?
Like you're really small on my screen, so I don't have a great look at you, but I would say you're probably 40.
Close.
How old are you?
I'll be 37 on the 15th.
You're fucking younger than me. But it's the flat cap. You're being a flat cap guy outside of junior year of college is like
all this shit started going after it went.
You look like if you look like Butters from South Park if he was an adult. Like if they did South Park all growed up.
So Ken, why don't you tell Todd Pod Awful here a little bit about yourself so you can get a better scope about what you really are as a person and as a podcaster.
Yeah, we haven't seen you since you disappeared for like you made a big splash on our show 6 to 9 months ago. Then you disappeared from the internet. So we just wanted to have you back, and Mir double booked it. So welcome back, Kenneth. Tell us where you've been and tell us give all this huge number of fans that are watching your story quick.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I just want to go around, give like a little bit of an update. But I like what he said about like he doesn't know who I am. Like what he thinks I want to be a big I want to be a YouTube star. Well, you're a little late on that, sir. And
you already tried and failed at that.
Okay, so then I'm right.
Yeah. Failed. That's harsh, man. That's harsh, bro.
Well, you deleted your channel, right?
It's not deleted.
Oh, good. Okay, so he's still doing it. You're right.
I got some plans for the future here.
Is it really, really easy for you to floss?
All right.
Like, is there almost no resistance whatsoever? You have the smile of like this stinky cheese man. I don't know if that reference even makes sense for most people. But
damn, dude. Well, I've had something on my mind for the past minute. Like, is it easy, like, getting harassed for looking like Ozzy Osbourne?
Yes, it's very easy. It happens all the time. I've heard it a million times. It's nothing to
me. Do you fake an accent? Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, I've been doing it this whole time. It was Chinese though. I don't know if you caught it.
I did catch that.
Okay.
Right. But Kenneth, continue.
Very good Mandarin, by the way.
What?
Real quick, Kenneth, I just want to say I didn't want to say the things I said about you. So if I was even slightly close, like I'm sorry.
Well, but Kenneth, continue on. Describe yourself, who you are.
I mean, I was right about bald, and I was right about the teeth, obviously. But like, and I didn't know you were bald. The flat cap, I assume.
Pogue is I'll do his intro. Pogue reached out to us a while back because he was a super fan of all the Dabbleverse, and he was running a hustle on Stuttering John. He actually made it on Stuttering John's show for a few times and became friends with him, the world famous Stuttering John from Howard Stern. And then he came on our show and he had a little too much to drink and was telling us about his trannies he's hooking up with and bunch of wild shit basically. But then he started his own channel from there and he disappeared for a long time. And basically this is now his return. And we wanted to get into him a little bit. And we thought since you didn't know Dabbleverse and since he is, if you have any Dabbleverse questions, ask him because he's the expert on all that shit.
Okay, yeah. My first question, huh? And also, what?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. It's like nothing to me. I don't know.
All right. So
thank you, Chow. That was a good little rundown. That kind of sets me up perfectly.
Every time you talk, I'm like so bored.
Yeah, so Ken, just mute for a little bit, and we'll get back. We'll get back. Let's keep interviewing Jesse for a little bit.
Okay, hang on a second, Kenneth. Let's give Kenneth a chance here.
Yeah. Kenneth, go ahead.
I don't like that I was like set up to. I don't know this guy.
No, I didn't want to set him up for this. Kenneth is a funny dude, but
he's not.
No, he's fucking brilliant. You have no idea. You gotta dig a little bit deep. No, Jesse, you gotta dig a little bit deeper.
Funny the way Mersh is funny. Funny the way.
No, dude. Trust me, you gotta dig.
A grandmother falling downstairs is funny.
That's fucking hilarious. But hang on.
My grandmother fell down one time.
Okay.
But he wants to give you a chance, Ken. So go ahead, bro.
All right.
Do your thing.
So, I don't give that much of a chance.
So all right.
Oh, well, you were a stand-up too.
Yeah. I did.
How molested are you?
I was molested a few times.
Yeah. I think he's just telling the truth.
It is the fucking truth, you dick.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, are stand-ups all the sexiest kids or something? What is going on?
What age did I suck my first dick?
Who were you molested by?
Did you hear me?
No, who molested you?
He asked you what age was it?
No. Who molested?
No, look, I asked what age did I suck my first dick?
Oh, 11. Is it younger? I was originally all right. I was originally going to say 6, but it just sounded so it sounded so silly that I couldn't.
Oh no.
Ken, what is it? My first guess was 6.
That was the first guess.
That's my actual first guess. Yeah.
All right, so 6.
Is it younger?
No, dude.
So he is a stand-up, I guess.
Okay, yeah, you're legit. You're basically George Carlin over here. That's the thing they don't tell you. George Carlin was brutally raped as a child, so that's why he was the best stand-up of all time.
Was he really?
It's actually a complete like one-line correlation between great stand-up and how hard you were raped.
Yeah. Well, Pogue is also a professional musician.
I don't give a fuck about that. I want to hear who raped him as a child and how young he was. And I want to hear the whole story about that.
Continue.
Okay, so the first time, babysitter's son, I was 3 years old. He was 16.
Nice.
Nice.
That's hot.
Hey, have you ever met Todd?
I need an inappropriate bell over here. Ding.
Kenneth, have you ever met Todd?
Yeah, I've been watching you. I believe that's you, and you're fucking hilarious.
Can you say this name here real quick?
Todd Laranus.
Yeah, there you go. Todd, what does it say one more time?
Laranus. Todd Laranus.
The whole name.
Oh, shit. All right.
Okay, so you probably have a lot in common with Todd Laranus. You and Todd Laranus see eye to brown eye.
No,
I would say
I'm trying to think of the name, but I don't know how to verbalize it.
Your babysitter's son definitely got familiar with Todd Laranus. Okay,
Todd
so you use
that comedy.
No. Okay, I would be more familiar with Toddler Mouth.
That doesn't make what? Okay.
He's a stand-up comedian. Come on, man.
Lurmouth. Yes, hi. Oh, hello, Mr. Lurmouth.
No, but Ken. So it was the first 16-year-old that did you dirty, and then who was it after that?
Did him dirty. Now, that's like.
Why? What do you want me to say?
That's almost too nice for what actually happened.
So,
all right, hang on a second. Now, listen. Don't take this the wrong way, Ken. Can I call you Kenny? Don't take this the wrong way. No? Okay, what do I call you?
I call him Ken.
I just call him Paul.
Whatever you want, man.
You're enough. You're enough for me. But I got to tell you, and I mean this, all right? Don't take this the wrong way, please. Take this in the spirit it's intended. I was 3 one time.
We all were, dude.
I don't think I ever would have sucked off a 16, not even a 15-year-old, okay?
Right.
You could have put 12. You could have put 3 5-year-olds in front of me. I don't think I would have sucked them off. But
what about 35-year-olds?
2 8-year-olds.
What?
I don't think I would have done it.
So,
I remember being 3. Like I can remember. I have memories from when I was 3. I remember what it was like.
It was awesome. It was lit.
Well, for some of us.
Yeah, some of us, it was nice, but
I can't imagine. Like, what did he put candy on his cock? Like, how did he get you to do it? I'm not looking for tips, by the
way. I don't remember a lot of details, but you know, I just know what happened.
You don't remember a lot of details. That's not the kind of thing you forget.
Well, I remember the details that matter.
This isn't one of those recovered memories, is it? Where like a hypnotist?
No, it's a memory I've had for a long time, and it's fucking.
That's sad. That's very sad. I'm sorry that happened.
Are you gay? Are you gay at all? Or bi?
Well,
have you? Well, hang on. You made a face when you did that. No.
Well,
have you dabbled? Are you in the dabble verse of that? Have you dabbled in?
Have I dabbled?
Yeah. Have you dabbled?
No, not really.
I mean, beyond being raped as a child, have you?
I mean, you've heard of Pornhub, right?
We've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just say that. Yeah.
The fuck? What, you jack off the guys on there? What are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying at all.
Oh, don't misgender people. That's not cool.
No, he recently he was telling us last time he was on that he was making out with this like 20-year-old trans.
Oh, okay, I see. You're into teas,
yeah. So
you're into the community.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm part of the S community.
Yeah. But he's married to a biological woman, so
you couldn't figure out S. That's gay if you can't figure out the S is the straight community.
Okay.
If you can't figure that one out just intuitively, then you got a real problem. Well, you're married?
Yeah.
Does she know?
That's why do you think I'm in this bachelor pad here, you know?
He kind of laughed, you know, he kind of bounced on her.
But
he was telling us last time his wife is going through menopause anyway, so he had to bounce.
So you're not married? Are you married or not currently?
No, everything's fine, you know. Like that's why.
No, it isn't. No, not at all.
Hold on.
By the way,
hold on.
Sounds like it's never been fine for you.
It's a bit of a long. See, you, sir, don't know the whole story, so
have you ever?
You have even more catching up to do.
Have you ever molested Mac?
What? Mac?
No. Have you ever
been the OR instead of the ED?
Oh,
the one doing versus receiving.
Only a victim.
What I hear is
a victim.
What I hear is that hurt people,
right?
And so what ends up happening a lot of the time is when somebody gets R'd or M'd as a child, they end up R'ing and M'ing children themselves later on. Have you ever dabbled?
No.
Dabbler?
Never.
Really?
No, because you understand what the trauma. You understand the fucking trauma that it does, and you don't want the cycle to repeat.
USA.
He's done a lot of work on himself over the years.
No, Kenneth, also, you are an upstanding citizen. Like, you became a jeweler. You went through some horrible drug issues.
How crazy would it have been if I was like, yeah, I've got this uncanny ability to nail a guy with the... And then they're like, do it to Kenny. And then I was like, he sucked a cock when he was 3.
Pretty close.
Kenneth, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I did not know we would dive into your rape. Tragic. I mean, your molestation that happened to you.
It looks like it's killing you that we're doing this right now.
Yeah, I do see like some distraught in you.
I don't mind talking about it. I've just been doing.
Did you not hear me earlier? You should never tell anybody this.
But he's a comic, so he has to.
God. All right, Kenny.
I've talked about it before. It's out there. I don't give a fuck.
Yes, that's the problem. Can I be real with you for a second?
Problem?
Can I be real with you for a second here, Kenny?
All right, Columbo.
Here's what you need to do. You need to find a new set of people and never tell them about this and never discuss this again and never be seen around the people who know that you're a molested. ever again. Okay? I'm not kidding about that. You really,
no, he's
really,
for real serious.
You really need to put a cap on this whole I'm a molestation victim thing. I've been raped. I sucked cocks as a baby. You need to listen. I know what they say. The cat won't go back in the bag. You know, Pandora's box, and fucking figure it out. Lid that thing back up as hard as possible. And by the way, conk yourself a few times. Make yourself forget about it. Like have a coconut fall on your head Three's Company style until you have amnesia about this. You have to get rid of this from your life.
Yeah, it's bad.
I didn't even know this story. Yeah,
I didn't know this either.
I don't dwell on it. Like you're the one dwelling on it right now.
Yes. Why do? And by the way, so does everyone you tell.
I'm 37 years old. I never talk about it. Like it only gets brought up when I come on a fucking show.
It shouldn't. Nobody should know this. That is what happened to the 15-year, like the guy that you sucked.
I think from what I remembered, they actually went pretty lenient on that fucking little bastard.
Not something you can say about yourself.
No, he didn't go lenient on me. That's for sure.
He leaned something on you.
Oh no. So wait, hang on. I do want to dig in deeper though. So this wasn't your. Oh, go ahead.
So Pogue, did this really happen? Because I watched back our interview and it seemed like there's a couple things you might have made up. Quite a few things that you might have made up in that.
Stolen molested valor. Stolen molested.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Like
I knew it. I told you guys make it.
I have no idea.
You're no Carlin.
What do you think's made up?
The suck.
Well, I can't remember because I haven't watched it in a long time. But I remember at one point early in the interview, and you were drinking a lot on that interview. You had said something about some stage of events that had happened. And then by the end of the interview, they were different. And it wasn't about this. It was about, I can't even remember exactly what it was, but I just know like maybe sometimes I'm not trying to make it, I think you're funny as fuck.
All right, what color was the babysitter?
There you go. What was his hairdo like?
I believe he was white.
I believe
you sucked him. You know what? I can fly. If you suck a guy, you know what color he is. Come on. How big was his load?
No.
Did you swallow?
What?
You didn't?
No. I can't right now. I can't.
That's kind of fucking rude.
Hey, come on, Kenneth. I mean,
did
buddy.
Your parents tip him?
You gotta stop. We need to probably move on from.
We didn't mean to bring up traumatic stuff. Why don't we shift over to what's going on now with your housing?
I'm going to be clear. I'm not going to be able to move on from this. I think it should have been very obvious from the start of this interview where I was like, you should never tell anyone
anything.
That's now. Listen, Kenny, there's nothing against you. I like you, actually. You seem like a good guy.
He's a
sweetheart.
I have this. This is a mental screw up on my part. But here's something about me is every single person that I see, they sort of like, it's like a video game where they sort of have like this little fact sheet floating above their head. And it's like just little bullet points about them, like 5 colored bullet points where, the more I know about them. And then, they'll take different precedents, the order might change around. Right now, I don't know that much about you. So you've got at the very top of your head, you've got Dabbleverse, and then right above that you have molested, and that's all I've got. And that's just going to be floating above you, the Sims style.
There's so much more, and that's kind of what I want to touch on.
Well, again, I'm not going to get over the molester thing, but that's a me problem. That's not a you problem.
I just want to ask
apologize to my rabbit.
Is that something you made?
No.
Okay. So, well, I just want to touch on the one current event relating to more of his recent love life. So you had your wife that you met because you guys both like Conor McGregor online, right? And then you guys were living out in New York, and then she was on the stream a little bit with us, and then you started doing your own show, and people were messing with you and all that shit, and then now you're in a different location, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on now? Tell us what's going on in life. Just a quick summary with the relationship and where you are now.
Molested.
Well, all of the problems, like all of the things that went down before I moved out and everything, everything that transpired. That's the word I was trying to find. It wasn't my wife that kicked me out. I'll say that. But the living situation I was in, it was not the best.
Honk shoe.
It was not the ideal living situation for me coming to New York. I needed space, to be productive and creative. And then now I actually have that. So
why do you need that?
Because he's a musician and a comic.
I mean, you're stuffed into a little room, and then the rest of the family has the rest of the apartment.
Yeah, you don't need to be creative. You need to have a job and be normal.
I have that.
He's a jeweler too, yeah. So you're still going back to New York?
I have everything. I just need space to be productive in my creative life at home with music and art and all that shit.
No. Give up dreams.
Oh, shut up, Ozzy Osbourne. Come on.
No dreams.
Well, you're a nihilist. You're a nihilist.
No.
I don't even know what that means.
Jesse, he was living in like this tiny apartment with like his wife and his wife's kid and like his wife's parents and all that shit, right?
I'm a peacock, Captain. You have to let me fly.
So it was kind of cramped where he was living. He was kind of living with his wife's family, who was from overseas, right?
Yeah.
Which sea?
That's a good question.
It's the Pacific.
Oh, it's not.
I mean, that's an ocean though. That's not a sea. I was gonna say I could name the ocean, but I can't name the sea.
I'm asking where are they from?
Philippines.
Oh, Buyong Sea. All right. All of them are Chinese.
So are you still keeping in touch with her at least?
Yeah, of course.
Get you pumped for UFC 300?
Oh man, when is that?
Saturday. We don't need to dwell on that.
Is it a pay-per-view? Of course it's a pay-per-view.
Yeah. So him and his wife met because they were in a chat room and they both like Conor McGregor back in the day, and then she came over from Philippines.
It was kind of the other way around, but yeah. Okay.
So Ken, I don't want to go back on what you got molested by.
Well, I don't want to go back into the
I know
past.
you don't. I know you don't.
After all the bullshit happened, basically right now I'm in the middle of developing like a 5-year plan. I'm thinking about the goddamn
what is the 5-year plan here?
Don't get molested.
Well, I think now it would just be rape, but
what's the definition of molestation?
Molested just being touched? What is it? Because I think if you're sucking, that's more than molestation.
It should be, right?
Yeah, you were raped.
Yeah, you weren't molested.
You're a victim of rape. You were Me Too.
Me Too. Yeah, comic get Me Too.
So you said other
Me Too.
You were molested by you were raped by multiple guys, right? Who were the other fellas?
That's what I've been on.
Oh Jesus, dude!
Come on. You're a comedian, bro.
Who else?
Well, my childhood was not fun. Let's just put it that way.
No shit. Who else?
There's a lot of dead air here, man. We need something to fill it up with. Come on, Ken. You can tell.
All right. So you were 3. You suck off the one guy. What's the next age? that something happens, or were you sucking for a while? Like, did that go on for
No.
Was that a one and done, a one night stand?
If you want to call it that, I guess.
Was it a family member after? Like, no, I got a question for you though, Ken, real quick. After you were molested viciously by your babysitter, when you started to develop hormones and started to actually, you know, get going, what were you mostly attracted to at the time? Was it more male testosterone, or like what was going on in your body at that point, or was it kind of hard to find your way towards females?
No, actually, I remember when I was what grade? When I was 6, I would say she was my first girlfriend. She was actually Chinese.
Oh,
sure. So you've always been attracted to the Orientals.
Wow. I like rugs.
No, you okay. Well, all I'm saying is your 5-year plan. What is that, real quick? If you want to explain that to the audience before we continue on with this, you know.
I mean, who wouldn't want to work their way out of New York City? Let's put it that way. Like,
Jesse, can you talk on that? Working your way out of New York City, is that a thing?
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about being molested.
You know, it's a horrible thing. I could never imagine being molested at 3 years old. It's like,
I mean,
you know what I'm really thinking about? You know what I'm really thinking about? All right. So your wife is a Filipina. Is she like a mail order bride or
no?
But she's FOB.
Yeah. Well, you said she lived in Philippines. She wasn't like born here, right?
Right.
Yeah,
so she's fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat.
Right, imagine this. Imagine you're a Filipina. You barely speak English. You marry this dude.
Okay.
And then one day he says to you, like, I was molested. And you're like, oh. You don't even like, I'm not sure they even have language for what do they speak? Like fucking ching chong Spanish or something? Like Philippines, right. Like in the Philippines.
Actually,
Philippines, by the way, that's like legal, I think. So
right. She probably looked at you, slapped you like a bitch.
She was like, "Yeah, of course you sucked your babysitter's dick. What else would you do?" Yeah.
Well, she's a lot older than Kenneth.
Why are you?
Well, first of all, the language they speak is en español.
Yeah, get it right, asshole. All right.
Speak some for us. Oh, she's like what?
I don't speak it. It's just a mixture. It's a mixture of Asian and Spanish.
Wait, what do they speak? Tagalog?
Yes, Tagalog. That's it.
Okay.
Well, but a lot of Spanish is very similar to their like they're like if you're trying to tell somebody like what if they want to know what time it is, it's universal between Spanish and Tagalog.
Wow. Okay.
It's very interesting. And the same with Portuguese. Portuguese has a lot of Spanish in it, and then also French. It's like a mixture of Spanish and French.
How much older is she than you?
Excuse me? Pardon me.
How much older is she than you?
Oh shit! Sorry, maybe the wrong earbud.
Well,
pardon me.
On our last interview, she was going through menopause, and he wasn't able to bang her as much as he liked.
And I was kind of sad about that because I was telling you earlier, and I'm kind of glad you left to some extent because now you have. I'm just saying this, and I told you, I'm telling you right now, bro, and I'm saying this, you're a young 37. You look young as fuck, honestly. You look like a Michael Rooker. You look like Michael Rooker, honestly.
If I shaved all this off, you would think I was 15.
How old is Michael Rooker? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, Michael Rooker. Like yeah, who's Michael fucking Rooker?
He's the serial killer.
He looks nothing like Pogue.
No. All I'm saying is this, though, Pogue. You're in a good mindset and a good place right now.
He's 69. Michael Rooker is 69. By the way, Michael Rooker wears the same fucking glasses, apparently. But this fucking hair, this Ozzy Osbourne looking Michael Rooker guy.
No. But what I'm saying is, she's in menopause, and I've been telling you for a long time, you're a man of violence. You're a man
that
has survived violent acts upon him, And you're also, your family are obviously made of survivors because you survived this long, you know, and you're thriving.
Yep.
So my thing is, you need to bear children at some point, and we talked about this.
Yeah.
You really do, because I'm glad you got rid of the Filipino mistress right now, because
oh, come on.
No, you have. She's gone out of your life, dude. Trust me. As the months go on, you swear to cry, she's coming over here on Staten Island or where the fuck you live and just thriving with you every other weekend.
Staten Island.
I'm being honest with you, bro.
What's even the point of living in New York if you live in Staten Island?
It's like, actually better than living in Brooklyn or the other boroughs. The rest of them can. That's a death sentence.
Sure, if you don't ever want to go to the real part of New York.
What is the real part?
Yes, Staten Island doesn't count.
Well, the thing is, I didn't come from the real part of Denver, so. You know, I came from the Staten Island part of Denver, I guess.
Were you from Arvada?
No, Lakewood, bitch.
Oh, my God.
That's a nice spot.
Where are you from, Littleton?
Who the fuck says Arvada?
I don't know.
How do you pronounce it?
Arvada. do you say Nevada?
I don't say.
I say Nevada.
I also don't say Colorado. So
Well, we all say Colorado.
Yeah, I'm not from there.
No, we don't.
By the way, I didn't even know.
We're talking about all these fucking states and how you say them. No, I say Colorado.
I didn't even know there was a place called Arvada. I just made that up.
That's funny, dude. That's fucking funny.
Pogue, are you still drinking?
Minimal.
Okay. What else are you using these days?
Tea. I drink tea now.
No, I mean, like, you smoking chronic, or you? What else are you on?
I got some vapes sometimes.
Are you dry hatching kratom?
Kratom.
Yeah.
Like parachuting that shit.
I never messed with kratom. I don't know anything about that really. I guess they have like green and red or whatever, and
mangda or whatever. Yeah. So okay, so that's good. Just boozing a little bit.
Yes, I've actually been doing really good. It's like 2-3 times a week at the most.
Nice. Are you shooting your shot with any dabble dimes?
Dabble dimes? What the fuck is a dabble dime?
Well, you know, last time you were talking about how you're gonna bang Gina Bobina.
No, there's none of that anymore, man.
No. I mean, you're looking a lot healthier than you were last time, so.
Thank you. I
appreciate
that.
Have you been going to the same beer hall?
No, I don't go out.
Pool hall, yeah.
I don't go out anymore. You know, I'm just focusing on myself and my future, getting my jewelry done and shit. I wish my fucking camera would get its fucking future in order right now.
How big is your penis?
Yeah, how big is that cock of yours, man? Is that thing roostering right now?
Oh, come on now.
But anyway,
what is the 5-year plan?
Yeah. We haven't heard that at all from you. This whole entire fucking time about your molestation and rapes.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, the whole. I don't have the whole thing planned out right away because I've just started. I'm just slowly building it, you know. I know that I need
Tell me what it is.
I need to focus on like maybe getting out of New York, but then just making sure I'm building a business and whatnot to you know, ensure some jewelry, of course. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, he used to stream from his workbench at the jeweler shop. So he would show us.
You wear jewelry?
Not really.
No, he fixes it and
that's odd. I would assume a guy who sucks a cock probably.
Well, I've done it since I was 18 years old.
Sucking cock.
Oh no!
I thought you.
God damn it!
No, I got a real question for Kenneth here, though, bro. Because I didn't ask. Oh, nice lighter. But anyway, so.
Oh, you made that?
It's not a lighter.
Is that a racer?
What is that? A Jolly Rancher?
No, it's a Ukraine pendant, right?
Ukraine.
Oh no! If anything, it's Denver Broncos.
Nice. Okay. Anyway, so I really do want to ask you something, Kent. I never asked you last time on. Well, you were on the show. When was the most recent time you have somewhat courted a man and or some aspect? You ever done that or
Besides the pool hall,
because I know you've been with a transgender personnel that was somewhat lucrative to you.
All right. Well, all right. Let's put it this way. Blair White or me?
Oh, I wanted to point that out. While I was watching backstage, definitely Blair White, sir.
Okay, thank you. By the way, good.
I looked her up. Yeah,
you,
I had to.
Yeah, I bet you looked quite a bit up. Probably looked a little down too, a little sideways. We got to go back to something here though. When was the next time you were molested and who did it?
Yeah, I kind of want to know that. Come on, man.
That's been hanging in the air here. That's all I'm thinking about. I just need to get that out of the way so we can move on.
It was a 14-year-old friend of mine when I was 11 in North Glen, Colorado.
I said 11 the first. Remember when I said 11?
You did. That's tough right there, man. You know it. You know the numbers. It's like you've been there before.
No. I was 14 once.
Is your first name Chad?
Yes.
Of course.
They called me that.
Of course.
So how did he do it to you? Like what transpired in that engagement?
Yeah, what do you do? Get you drunk?
No, I honestly couldn't even really explain it. It just
happened.
It just ended up fucking happening.
Dude, at 11 you're gay. I'm sorry,
well,
man.
I think from the previous trauma in my childhood, I just think I blocked it out, you know.
What have you received?
When was the first time you got a little girl action?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
There's the chick at the dispensary.
Fuck. The dispensary.
Yeah, you told it last time you were on. Like there's some prostitute at the dispensary that you were hanging out with or something. She gave you a freebie.
No, never.
It's in Colorado.
Never dispensary.
All right, fine. Get back to like what chicks you've hooked up with.
Somebody have their phone on their mic cord. I'm hearing like there's interference from a phone. It's bothering me.
I'm not hearing it.
I don't think it is on my side. I just checked.
I'm not hearing anything.
Okay.
I hear it though. You hear that?
Oh, no, I am. Pogue, what? Check your table. Whatever you're doing.
It stopped when you muted.
Yeah. Pogue,
okay. I was right. Anyway.
So rape. You've been. No, honestly though, when's not the rape
he's gotten.
Yeah, what was the first pussy you ever had, and how much was it like a man to you?
Yeah, when did you finally taste a lady?
Tell me that.
I mean, could we just get to like current events here?
That's a current event.
I mean,
shit. I mean, your 5-year plan's like just like you got to start working on it.
Wait, why do you want to tell everybody that you were fucking molested and sucking off guys, but you don't want to tell people that you had sex with a woman? Like, what?
Yeah, what the fuck?
At what point did you first? How old were you when you had a lady action?
Okay,
give me the pussy story. How tight was that cunt?
What the fuck? My computer started freaking out. Even my computer wants me to tell it, I guess, huh? No, like fucking 16 all the way, and then like a little various stuff around. Like between 13, 14,
That's it. That's all you give us, but you give us in depths about.
Pogue, you're a comic. Come on, make the story entertaining and
make me laugh, funny man.
No, just tell the story with better details.
Did you say butter details?
I'm trying to look up the children of the what's it called?
Children of the Corn?
No, your song.
Oh yes, let's play
Children of the Poison or whatever.
Yeah, here, play that.
What's it called? What's it called?
That. Let's hear it.
You're still clicking.
Yeah, it's super annoying. All I can think about is that sound that's happening.
I know what it is now. I know what it is now. I'm sorry, guys.
Right, thanks, bro.
You're being molested.
Let's play the song if you can get it, bro.
I'll get it, but Pogue, talk.
All right. Anyway, Jesse, so you and Mersh have been great friends for some time, and then you guys had that falling out at that one point in time.
We already talked about that.
No, of course, but let's keep talking about it, to fill the dead air. So
I've got other stuff. I'm not just Mersh, guys. Okay. I have a storied history beyond
storied history. You're like, yeah.
I mean, I've been doing.
You go back through the ages.
2009. I've done things that you wouldn't believe. I mean, really insane stuff.
All right, perfect. Here's the song.
Oh yeah, that's a song, all right.
This isn't the song, but this is some of your stand-up. I know since Jesse's seen a lot of stand-up, maybe we can break it down. Is that cool, Pogue?
This isn't a song. This is like
I know. I couldn't. I just typed in. Oh my God. This is your stand-up. You want to watch it?
You cut my joke off.
I know. I'm gonna go to the beginning. Oh, sorry.
No, that's not what I meant.
Go. You got the floor.
Wait, and real quick, how tall are you?
5'10".
We'll see. We'll see about that. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Go ahead.
Yeah, well.
What's going on? Well, I wanted to start a smart car rental service called S-Car Go. I have a few new ones, so I'm going to be looking at this piece of shit for a minute. Fish don't speak English. They speak Finnish.
Wait.
Oh, yeah. That is a doozy. All right, brace yourselves. My therapist told me to look inward for the answers, so I bought a FUBU shirt.
Oh. N-word.
Okay. We're having fun. That's what that is. I went from chalk dust to angel dust. Stuttered that one. Oh, well. That one was awkward. I saw a place on my way to another place. What the fuck is that? Denver concrete vibrator. I guess we're going back to the Stone Age with sex toys. I don't know what the fuck that place does. It's on Alameda if you want to go look for it. It's a real place. Seriously.
What was that place all about?
Oh man, I think it's like a masonry company or something.
Nice.
My take is, Jesse, what do you think about it so far, honestly? If you could give any type, because you're a former comedian, could you give any kind of take on that?
I forgot. I literally forgot I was even on camera just now.
You gotta find that song. Chow, you gotta find that song.
It is an open mic.
It
is an open mic. You should always keep that in mind.
I'm just trying to think. Well, then why did
it's an open mic at like 1:30 in the morning?
Why would you record that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm just trying to think. Like, all right, I'm 11, right?
Right.
Are you?
My friend.
What, are your parents
brutally rape me?
My friend who's 14 whips it out. I was like, huh? And I go, I feel like I learned a lesson when I was 3. But maybe not. Oh, like, how does it happen again? At a certain point, you're looking for it.
Dude, you gotta be honest though, Ken, bro, because you did hook up with that trainer. You told me instinctfully that you said you got hard when she came down your pants.
It wasn't a hookup though. Like
no, I'm sorry, it wasn't a hookup, but it was like
she made a move and that was it.
You walked her to her house.
Yeah.
And then you actually got turned off though, you said, by the cock when you felt it.
Yeah.
So that is actually some leeway. That's some progress there, I would say.
Yeah. It was just I was just you know, it was basically on my way home. She was leaving work and I was done playing pool. Fucking walked her home, then I walked home, you know. She made a move and
playing pocket pool.
Pocket pool. No. Pocket billiards, though. That's funny that they actually call it pocket billiards.
I mean, Ken, though, if you look at Jesse Podawful here, what's your take on him, though, man? Honestly, because we've had our take on you the whole entire night. What's your take on this gentleman right here, with all the stories you know and everything you've heard about him?
You better not fucking say anything mean about me.
Like, what's your your honest comedic?
I swear to God, I'll fucking kill you.
Because he's been shit on you the whole time. So
I'm not fucking joking right now. If you say one fucking mean thing about me at all, you make my tummy hurt.
Well,
you make your tummy hurt?
I will molest you.
Well, Chow looks for the song. I really want
lactose intolerant.
I will convince you.
You got acid reflux?
I'll convince you to suck me off against your will.
Oh, wait. Convince me.
When you sucked off
against my will,
you sucked off.
Like how does that work? You convincing me to do that against my will?
When you sucked,
how does that make sense?
When you sucked off that kid, do you ever like remember that? And is that a crime when you do?
See, are you gonna take that shit, bro? I want to hear what you have to say about Jesse.
Have you ever jacked off to the thought of sucking off that 14-year-old?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
Yeah,
did you come?
No.
Okay. Sorry. Anyway, what were you going to say about me? Don't make it mean.
Yeah, go ahead, Ken. What's your take from this gentleman right here? This astounding citizen.
Huh. Well, I think he's fucking hilarious, but
there you go.
And I get what he's doing.
Right. It's a vibe, yeah.
Yeah. I get what's going on, but you know, is he frozen? Is he nodding out? What's going on here, Ozzy? What are you doing?
He's here, and there's some Asian chick who's in the backstage. Is that a sacrifice to Pogue or something? What's going on?
Oh, is that
that's it. Yeah, it's your Filipina wife. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Oh no, we gotta remove that. That's
get rid of that.
Get rid of that. That's some gay shit.
It's been there before.
But continue, Poe, what you're saying though, bro. Continue.
No, but honestly, just whatever 5-year fucking plan. Just try and no, because I'm not trying to think about all this old shit anymore. I'm done with it.
I can't find his music, bro. I don't know where it's at, but
Pogue, what is your fucking song, bro? Before we fucking end this shit, what is your Pogue? What is the song you make? The beautiful song you showed all of us. Remember?
I don't have beautiful songs.
Take off the hat.
Yeah, take that off, man. Come on.
Throw that thing away.
Hmm?
Yeah, listen, you will never. I need you to understand this, okay? You will never, ever succeed at anything in life if you wear a flat cap. You have to get rid of it. That's advice for everybody out there.
What kind of hat do you suggest?
If you're not a hat guy, you just need to go raw.
What kind of hat would you suggest, sir?
You're not a hat guy. You need to go raw.
Well, then I gotta shave my head.
I need you to take that hat off right now.
Nope.
And I need you to destroy it.
No.
I need to see that thing either on fire or cut up in the next 11 and a half minutes. in honor of how old you were.
Can you just take a drink with me, bro?
Hmm?
Can you do a drink with me, man?
What drink? What are you drinking? You drinking tea? What we got there?
No, I got a beer, a Bud Select, man.
Wow, I got fucking. I'm out of tea.
Perfect. Grab a beer with your
I
boy.
got
Remember last time we did this?
I got some Dr. Pepper here.
Oh, I can't do a cheers to that, man. But I can do something better though, Ken. You say you don't remember your music, correct?
Sure.
I think it's called The Wolves, right? Act 1 and Act 2.
That ain't me.
Are you sure?
No, that definitely ain't me.
Or Up in the Air?
That's Bon Iver. The Wolves Part 1 and Part 2, I think, is Bon Iver.
Oh, okay.
Fuck his music, dude. He doesn't want to play it. We won't play it, man.
Yeah, just I'm on to something new. Like, why does everybody hang on to the past? Come on.
It was a good song.
No, you're the one who told everybody that you're a molested.
You've got musician in your fucking biography, dude. I'm looking at it right now. It says musician right here. Jeweler.
Over here we got him talking about molestation, and then over here we got music guy, and then here we got fucking I can't even keep track, man.
No, my thing is like you're kind of coming off aggressive, saying like, "Oh, you music and shit." It was
I just want to move on to the future.
You want to move on, but you're in your bio, which I'm reading, it says musician, jeweler, dabbler in comedy, beloved chata, and a bunch of other bullshit. Like musician, where's the music? I want to know. I'm a fan.
Yeah. No, initially I wanted to bring you on. Who cares about the music? I wanted to bring you on. What's your take on the state of the dab right now, brah?
Yeah, I'm bored with it. That's the state of it, man. I'm fucking tired of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm exhausted on it.
You got any other questions for Jesse?
It's the same thing every day on all of the shows now.
Do you have any other questions?
And you know, it kind of feels the same on here. You know, I was on. I forget how long ago was that. Like, it kind of feels like the same thing on this show now.
From when you were on 4 months ago, it says on YouTube.
Yeah. Kenneth, do you have any questions for Jesse at all before we let you go, buddy?
So you run that show, Pod Awful, where you're trying to destroy a guy's life?
What, you?
No, you.
Who's the guy?
No, I don't. I forget what the guy was. Who the guy was.
Listen, not everything's about destroying someone's life. I know you've lived a terrible, terrible.
No, a bunch of people were fucking with Pogue before, but no, he covers a bunch of different people. Like one of the guys he covers a lot is the Alex Stein. You've seen that guy, right, Pogue? He's kind of in the Dabbleverse.
Yeah, I hate Alex Stein.
Yeah,
he tried to murder.
I hate his
parents.
voice.
Why do you hate my voice? I mean, I kind of understand why you hate my voice, but
yeah.
What's wrong with his voice?
Yeah, so he covers all that. He finds guys like that and does
Alex tried to murder my parents.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, he threatened to send bounty hunters to my parents' house.
Like Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yes. Like Django Fett. And all because I made fun of him. He threatened to kill my parents.
What else you got? You got any other questions, Pogue? Otherwise, we'll kick you off and we'll wrap it up with Jesse because he's really distracted by you.
I want to talk about, the fun stuff, and then.
Well, I just want to let everyone know I'm doing fine. I'm not dead. I didn't go to prison. I'm not fucking.
Christ.
You're not doing meth again.
I'm doing much better. So, like, I've just been giving people a little bit of an update.
Good, man. Good. And we had you on without ever seeing you on any show, and you are one of the funnier guests we've had in a long time. So I appreciate it, and I'm glad to see you back, man.
Thank you.
Buddy.
Be around. We'll keep an eye out for you. Hopefully that 5-year plan comes together and it's something dank.
And I wish you the best, man.
Yeah, brother.
I pray to God that none of that stuff ever happens to you again.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Don't we all?
I don't know how it happened the first 3 or 4 times. However,
it's easy. Just slip it in, man. What are you talking about?
But
Shit happens.
Listen, man, don't let them fool you again with that stuff, okay?
No.
Here's the thing. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
Won't get fooled again.
All right, maybe we were just checking in, seeing how we feel about this. Fool me 3 times, and then it starts to get a little suspect that it might be you. You're the kind. I mean, how many times was it? How many times did you get molested in total, or fucking?
I was just gonna ask, how did you feel about like 4 times?
I'll tell you that after.
Wait, 4 times? You're fucking molested 4 times, bro?
No. I'm just curious about
how many times
he says about 4 times.
How many times did you have to do?
I was interested with his little phrases about like 3 times, 4 times.
I'm gonna tell you that I need my question answered first. How many times did you have experience?
Yeah, it's 3. Yeah.
Wait, what was the 3rd time?
3rd time.
Yeah,
how old?
How old were you in the 3rd?
No, we did 2.
Okay. No, there was
3
years old.
There was 3,
and then 11,
11,
and then 16,
6.
Oh, so
wait, what? We skipped one?
we skipped the 6-year-old.
I said 6 and 11, by the way. 3 is crazy.
3 times the charm, buddy.
Yeah, well, that one's not as embarrassing.
Why?
Wait, I thought there was more coming after why.
No.
I thought I heard a ...
Yeah, after 4 times it stops being molestation and becomes your lifestyle. Yeah, I mean 3 times. Like again, fool me 3 times and I'm not getting fooled anymore. I'm in.
Right. I'm into it. No, what happened when you were 6, bro?
Yeah, what's the 6-year-old one?
Oh God, I think it was 6. It might have been 7. That was the stepsister.
Oh, that's kind of hot, actually.
That's actually still embarrassing and bad.
No. How hot is the stepsister?
Would she get stuck in a dryer? Was she trapped under the bed with her pants down? You just accidentally. Oh. What happened? You molested her.
No.
How old was she?
10 or 11.
Dude, I mean, what are you walking around with a fucking target on your mouth? What did you?
You got to talk to Jesus about that shit.
What did she make you do to her? Eat her out?
Which?
No.
You fucked your sister at 6.
Stepsister.
You fucked. You got hard. Did you come?
Oh.
I don't recall the hard.
It's not really rape if you come.
Yeah, it's not ever.
Yeah.
Like it's not rape if girls get wet when they get fucked. You know,
because they say that rape is a crime. It's like about power.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But also, it's about jizzing.
Well, there was obviously something that happened to her when she was younger. So.
Oh.
Yeah, she was 10, and she's
just a cycle.
You. I wonder if she has a different story where a 6-year-old raped her.
No, I think it was her older brother.
What did you do? You guys fucked?
What do you mean?
What did you do with your stepsister?
I thought I explained it.
Not really. You kind of left it
very vague,
ambiguous.
God damn, man. Well, you asked if I got hard, and I pretty much insinuated the way I pretty much told you like I didn't really remember because I wasn't sure if I was hard or not. So.
Have you ever been hard?
Dude, thanks to all this stuff from my childhood, now I'm always hard, dude.
What?
I'm surprised your father or your uncle never touched you. Like, has your father ever gotten close to you?
Oh, hey, sir.
Is that touchy?
Touchy? That's a good one.
I mean, I didn't mean that as a joke.
Hey, what was that noise?
I didn't mean it as a joke. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No. All right. Whatever.
All right. So,
Well,
so you were molested 3 times.
This is starting to get depressing.
Yeah,
I know. Like that's why I wanted to come on and talk about good things, but these guys want to fucking talk about depressing fucking bullshit.
What good thing do you have going on?
I brought up the Dabbleverse now. I brought up your 5-year plan, and it lasted one sentence.
Were you for real?
This guy?
No, Kenneth. No, fuck that. I don't like it when people do that. So I'm gonna blame. No, Jesse.
I was
hang on.
To do this.
You were asked to do this out of the kindness of your heart. But my thing is this: I don't fucking like this shit. Don't put this on us, buddy. I and Jesse and Chow asked you very interesting questions about your molestation, and you were more than nice enough to answer them. Don't put it on us that we forced you into this. You could have shut the fuck up and could have said, you know what, your guys, I don't feel comfortable answering this. Let's move on to the next thing. I'm not going to answer any of this shit. But you didn't. You want to talk about it because you felt the need to. I'm sorry that you feel that you felt.
I just assumed that if
I'm sorry you assume shit. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I do.
Hey,
too.
Listen. You know what happens when you assume?
Make an ass out of yourself.
No, you suck off a guy when you're 11.
Wait, Capone, why don't you play us a song or something?
Play us a song. You're the pianist.
You got your ukulele?
Kenneth, take us out to a ukulele song, bro. Take us out to that.
Suck us a dick. You're the pianist, man.
All right, let's talk about something good. You want to, Pogue? Pogue, man, like I said, you're one of the funniest guests we ever had. So
I'm not trying to be a dick, bro. You kind of
when people allow me to be funny, I can be really fucking funny.
All right,
but
tell us some of the
come
jokes.
in here and it's just all about molestation and abuse and all.
Yeah,
this
I'm
shit,
not into that.
I'm definitely not into that.
I mean, it's your channel, so
only one person here is into that.
Okay, I'm trying to think back to our last interview. You were talking about fuck, man. Well, I don't know, man. You're the entertainer. Tell us something funny.
Yeah. Well, it's not a great vibe. It's not a great vibe. I was hoping for like a better vibe on the show this time, but
do you have a notebook full of jokes?
Oh, yeah, I do.
All right, let's go through them. Let's read them.
Moved it around though. It's not.
We're gonna read them, and then people are gonna send in super chats.
What's that? Is that your TV behind you?
Yeah,
of course it is.
I love you too. You're great. No. So the book before, I remember it was it was huge on our podcast before because you said you had a ton of jokes.
Yeah, I've been moving shit around, so I don't exactly know where it is right now.
Lost the joke book again. You lost it last time too.
Yeah.
All right, just tell us. You gotta know some of them. Just tell us some jokes.
All right. Well, you played some of that bullshit earlier. Oh boy, I don't mind just burning these jokes on a fucking shitty podcast. So whatever.
We are a very shitty podcast. We're disgusting. We're vile.
I don't mean shitty. I mean
you said it.
This ain't Joe Rogan.
Not yet.
And it never will be. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, please say something horrible to the audience.
Don't offend Mir like that.
Horrible like that.
Roast us.
Yeah, can you actually, you know what? Fuck the jokes. Roast us all. Can you roast Chow first, then roast me? Because you notice you kind of got a little.
Come on, that's mean.
No, yeah, you're right. I don't want to be roasted. Do one of your stand-up jokes.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, man, I'm fucking tired, dude. I gotta go to sleep. Seriously, like, you had me waiting for like, what was it, a fucking hour?
I don't know. I wanted you to come on, but I didn't want Mir. I didn't want you to come on. Yeah,
I gotta go to work
Mir
tomorrow.
booked them and sent you the link.
Fucked.
It says right up here.
And then you bring on Oz Awful over here.
Oh shit.
Oh,
This is all Mir's fault. I'm blaming him because
I fucked up, dude.
I told him that Jesse was coming on. And he's like,
And
"Oh,
then,
Poe
of
can
course,
come on
Chow's
tonight."
here. I'm like, I'm hungry. I need to chow down on something.
There you
Shit,
go.
there you
You
go.
go. Oz awful, chow down. I love it. What about me? Get me next.
Lil Mir. I'm glad this isn't a mirror.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you get it.
All right.
You got
Okay,
it.
hit me again. Do one that's not Ozzy Osbourne about me.
God, you're fucking. I don't know. I have to pee right now. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
Take your phone or your computer with you.
Yeah, let's watch.
Oh yeah. What could go wrong there?
I would
What
love
could
to
go
watch
wrong,
that.
huh?
I would love to see that and hear it.
Well,
Can't you just pee in the bottle or that cup that you finished the tea in?
When you piss, does it sound like frying chicken?
Just pee under the table.
Yeah, I don't care.
is that what you think women
This show is dirty.
sound
It's vile. It's shitty.
Women peeing sounds like?
That's what it sounds like when my wife pees.
Like the splatter, right?
Yeah. But when she poops, it sounds like this.
Yeah, little rabbit pellets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she doesn't even have to wipe after.
Oh,
Saw it.
lucky.
I can just
lucky.
eat that shit up.
What? Think you're gonna eat my wife's shit?
Yeah, I'll do anything at this point. Anyway.
Really? Anything? Like even what Kenny did?
Yeah, dude, I'll do anything, bro. I don't give a fuck at this point. Man.
Mir's already been to Hollywood, man.
I've been to Hollywood. I say there a whole month.
Former rap extraordinaire out in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hollywood Mir.
That's right. Get a mirror. You see yourself in the reflection. Kenneth, man, are you gonna roast Pot Awful? You gotta take a piss first. You're gonna take us with you. Take it. Actually, can you show us around your apartment? Can you take us with you?
Can't do that.
Show us around.
Can you freestyle or something?
Do you have any bare walls we can look at?
I have plenty of those.
What happened to the McGregor poster?
Yes, show me the McGregor poster. I got because McGregor just did Roadhouse. I want to see the representation.
It's not here. It's not here.
You didn't take the McGregor poster when you moved out? Nah, shit.
She kept it.
Of course she did.
All right. Well, Kenneth, I did enjoy you. I'm sorry that I double booked you guys. I didn't mean to.
She sent me this rabbit here made of jade.
Can you smoke it?
No, it's stone.
Oh.
I wish.
How much is that shit worth?
Yeah.
Why do you pretend to be Irish?
I'm Scottish, Irish, German, English, American, or however you would say it.
Yeah, but you pretend you're Irish.
I don't
bro.
The fake name and the fucking flat cap and the
liking Connor. All right, fake name. All right, that's fine.
Liking Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I mean, who likes him anymore, right?
Making that your personality.
My personality.
You're wearing a flat cap. Obviously, that's your personality.
God damn it.
What's that? What does your shirt say? You went out of focus.
Yeah, I know.
What is that? Terror? What? What's the rest of it?
Terror.
What does it say under that? What's the
pain and power?
Pain and power.
Pain into power.
Pain into power.
What is that? Is that band? What is that?
Yeah, it's my favorite hardcore band. One of them.
Okay. What's your other one?
Hatebreed.
Yeah.
Do you like System of a Down?
Wake up!
No, honestly, I got a question for you though, Pub. I mean, Kenneth Pogue. So
he called you Pub. You're so pretending to be Irish. He called you Pub.
It's fucked up, bro. Just call me Dive Bar while you're at it.
That's a good joke.
No, it's not. Don't tell me that.
Yeah, it was. Fuck you. That was a good one.
Quick. It was quick.
That was a good one.
I mean, yeah, okay, it was quick.
Where was yours?
Well, all right. Say something, and I'll say something quick. Ready?
Something.
It's not. It's just because it was quick doesn't mean it was good.
Told me to say something.
Poe, can you make some noises?
Do something. Okay, hang on. So Jesse.
Okay, yeah.
You're a very on guard, I would say, very quick-witted personnel.
What, like a sword fighting or something?
No. You're just very quick-witted and you're very on top of things.
Well, I mean, let's not. After all the molestation talk, I don't know that I want to be called on top of things, but all right.
But you see our guest Kenneth Pogue here, and he's also
Kenneth Pogue. Right?
Kenneth Pogue. And Kenneth is on a trajectory. You're trying to do your own thing at this point.
I guess trajectories can be downward. That makes sense. Sure.
Right. But you've gone through the highs, you've gone through the lows of comedy.
You're saying I've already reached my peak, and then now the trajectory is downward. That's what fucking Pod Awful over here is saying.
He doesn't know you like we do, bro.
Sure. No. Like Kenneth was an OG on our first episode with him. He was insane, and he's insane right now. Like, you're killing it, bro. You are killing it. You're even sober and you're killing it.
No, you're looking way healthier for sure.
Yeah, I can see the color in your face. But my thing is this though.
Which color?
So
I am pale. I'm very
well because you're Irish. But no. But I'm sorry. Jesse's probably Eastern European or some garbage. But anyway,
yeah, like Eastern Hemisphere, like Ray DeVito says.
Are you crazy?
No, but what I'm trying to say is, Kenneth, Jesse sees you in this light that you're somewhat of a broken man at this point. He doesn't understand that you've been at great heights and you've been at low points, and that right now you're at a 5-year sober plan of growing and competing in the podcasting market. No, you could be.
You're an up and comer.
That was exactly what I guessed when I was guessing about him. But go ahead.
I have my own plans as far as the podcasting.
All right, plan number 1.
You're trying to get on Levy's network, aren't you?
No, I'm not talking about it. As far as the plans go, I'm still building. I'm building all the plans.
Get into reality.
No, I got a vision board up here.
Have you ever heard of The Secret?
Yeah, I got a vision board up here, you son of a bitch.
You know what secrets are, and you still told everyone that you were molested.
Well,
he's a comic, so who knows if it's even true, you know? He might just be doing it for the comedian clout.
I got a fucking vision board up here, bro.
Can we see it?
No, it's like a birthday candle. If you blow it out and then you tell everybody your wish, the fucking vision board, it ain't gonna fucking come true. Don't you see what I'm saying?
But is that true? Let me look up and see if other people can see your vision board.
Just show us like the cusp of it. Show me like the paper where it starts to go in towards the
sort of a blur.
All right, but seriously, guys, I'm gonna have to get off of here.
No, we'll end it right now since you're heading out of here. You definitely upsert Jesse as the best guest tonight on his own.
I got somebody next to me here, and I would love to like yell at you as if you guys are retarded, but
I'm pretty sure this was meant to be my interview, and then you.
No, apparently this is all Mir's fault. He double booked.
I think
he double booked on purpose.
Why didn't he put it in the title? The title is the Jesse PS interview. It says
he double booked on purpose.
It doesn't say anything about the molested guy.
He knew we would just clash. He knew what he did. He knew what he was doing.
I had no idea. I'm only 25 years old. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm not attempting to clash with you. I like you.
I like you too, buddy.
I just feel like they asked me to say mean things, and then they started. To be honest, I didn't even know.
No, don't put that on don't put that evil on me, bro.
I didn't even know you were molested. Like, that's.
I didn't either.
What are you talking about? That's all you, Jesse. You're the fucked up one who want to get into the rape.
You told me that. Like, you shouldn't tell people. This is my point. I think. All right, listen. I think we all learned a lesson here today.
Rape's not funny.
Do not tell people you were molested under any circumstance ever, because you can never be above them after you do that.
Well, you don't want to be below them either. That's for sure.
Don't say below them.
Underneath.
Sure.
Why are we looking at what a vision board is?
On the bottom?
No, I'm just saying it's entirely up to you whether or not you share your vision board. There's no rule that you can't share it, bro.
That's entirely up to me for my stereo, my stereotype.
Kenneth, how small is your apartment right now?
Superstition. Oh, my room's perfect for me.
Is it just the one room?
But we have a big communal space, and everybody in this place is awesome. We all play music. My buddy plays guitar. The other guy plays bass. 3 others, and then a pit bull and a cat.
Ooh, okay. Well, one of you is gonna die.
The pit bull is very un-American.
Do the other guys know that you were molested? Have you told them?
Have you tried molesting them?
Have you had the talk?
Have I had the talk?
Yeah.
The birds and the bees.
Yeah. Have you?
Have you guys done any sleepovers yet?
Why don't is anybody else home right now?
Yeah. Can we meet some of your roommates?
That's what I'm saying. It's midnight. I'm gonna need to sign off.
Maybe bring one of them in right now, and we can just say hi to him real quick.
See, I'm better than Anthony Zenhauser. I can go till midnight. He's got to sign off at 10.
I don't know who that is, but can you bring one of the other guys in and we talk to him?
Nope. Can't do it, guys.
Why? Are you afraid they'll expose you for being fake Irish?
No. Plus, I have to go to sleep.
He doesn't want someone else stealing his credits.
For what do you got to get up and do?
I have to go to sleep tonight and then go to work tomorrow morning.
Where do you work?
I work at a place.
Well,
I work at a place and I do things, and
I thought you made jewelry.
Well, yeah.
No, he works at like a real jewelry place. He used to stream from there. It's pretty dank, actually.
What, like dingy?
Well, that too, but also cool.
Kenneth, you were amazing. Jesse, honestly, it was an honor to have you on, sir. Like,
it was?
No, it was.
It's a good show.
You amazed me beyond terms. You're so great. Merge and you are basically almost on the same level, in my opinion. You guys are both.
Okay. You gotta wait till the end to hit me with an insult like that.
Dude, you guys are both great. Honestly, you laugh at Mersh too. You and Mersh are honestly meant for each other. I hope you guys are buried.
Well, all right, now you're starting to sound like Mersh. I'm not trying to go on a date with the guy. I promise.
No, dude, I'm not kidding. You can. He's the Batman to your Robin. All right, you guys are great.
Oh no, he's good.
He's the Bella to your Edward. He's the salt to your pepper. He's the yin to your yang. You guys are fucking right there, bro.
He's the Clayface to my Batman.
All right. And either way, though.
But yeah, no, I think
Batman is it Chow? You just said you don't know who Batman is.
I don't know who Clayface is.
He's a Batman villain.
Okay. I know who Batman is. I know what's really popular now is Joker.
He's a big shapeless blob.
Joker's the thing these days.
Who's that?
Pogue, because he's a comedian.
Yeah, Pogue, you were the Joker tonight. You know what? You killed it, buddy. Like, here's the thing, though. You gotta understand, Kenneth, about what's going on right now. You are the person that you're the class clown. You are the kid that we laugh at who has a somewhat disability. You are that kid that makes the room lively. We enjoy you. And my thing is you need to accept that more and not become hostile when people call you out on it. And that's all my only thing. You are honestly you're a great podcaster. You're a great comedian.
No.
And I've always been, no, Jesse is like the mean kid in class that shits on you continuously, but the really nice kids like I and Chow will continuously propel you to greater heights.
I'm not going to shit down your leg and tell you it's raining. You're not good at comedy, but you're a nice fella.
You're a good Irishman.
I've never seen you do a podcast, so I don't know. But
yeah,
he can be really good. Tonight he was kind of feeling a little down or low energy, but when we had him on last time, it was fucking
get rid
epic,
of the
bro.
flat cap. The flat cap.
No, that's his thing, bro. He's been wearing that shit for years.
Every flat cap guy, that's their thing. We got to get rid of that. We're gonna cut that in half instead of.
What about the long hair and the glasses though? That's always been something.
Let's see the hair again. Let's see the hair again.
There's not much.
Yeah.
But no, Pogue, yeah, if you are like getting clean
you're
and
not
stuff,
about
man, God bless.
Cut, right? You're not on the verge of cutting.
No.
You're cool, right?
Yeah,
no.
I'm just messing.
I'll shoot you a DM, Chow.
Will you shoot me one?
You?
Yeah.
Maybe. If you're lucky, you fucking bitch.
Okay. You don't have access to firearms, right?
No.
Okay. Right.
Pogue, honestly,
well, I mean, it's New York City. I mean, I basically do have access to firearms. I just got to ask the right person.
Kenneth, are you good, bro? I didn't want to like make this like a thing about your molestation or whatnot and make you live it. Is it okay? Are you okay? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Okay, just want to make sure.
And just remember, like, as much as I sort of poked at you about that. If you weren't molested, you could never be a stand-up comedian. So
everything happens for a reason.
Silver linings, Every stand-up comedian has to be brutally molested as a child by a trusted older person.
But no, like I said, I will. There was something I didn't.
Can I ask you one question real quick? Are you a what do they call that? Like a one-liner style comedian,
half and half.
Do you ever do like storytelling comedy or?
And like I said, it's like a half and half thing. Like there's some one-liners, there's some like medium form stories, whatever.
Do you ever do brutal honesty?
I love that.
Definitely.
You do some of that more in your music, right? The really metaphorical, like real heavy shit.
I think a lot of the comedians that people love are the brutally honest ones.
I like those ones too.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know. Do you like Patrice O'Neal at all?
Absolutely.
He's one of the greats. One of the greats. I don't know if you know this, but he was secretly on the down low.
Yeah.
He was a gay guy, and a lot of black comedians, almost all black comedians, secretly, yeah. But Patrice,
almost all comedians in general.
I met Patrice in New York before he died a couple of times at the Cellar and at Gotham, and he used to say something really interesting. And I just want you to I want to tell you this before we go here, because I know I've been kind of rough on you. But he used to do Opie and Anthony and all those guys ragged on each other and stuff. Patrice one time said to me, and I'll never forget this. He said, "Booty, booty." And I was like, what does that mean exactly? And he was like, the thing is, booty, booty. You see, I'm a big black gay nigga. Right. Black is cold ass, faggot ass nigga. And the thing when I went to prison, what I learned is booty, booty. And what he meant by that was, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl or whatever. If you're getting some, you're getting some. And so, we can sit here and we can rag on you for, the stuff that you went through.
Right.
And obviously we don't really mean any of it. It's like terrible. But the point is booty, booty. So as much as we're making fun of you, you fucking lost your virginity at 3. And that's pretty cool. Woo!
The White Patrice, Mr. Kenneth Pogue.
Yes.
We're gonna.
Woo!
Yeah.
Till next time,
White
brother.
OJ. They call him White OJ.
White OJ. There we go.
R.I.P. R.I.P. OJ.
I just kicked him off because I don't think he's gonna say much more. So
no, that was
all right,
perfect.
Jesse. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Hey,
it's a good show.
Shakes
Sorry, it kind of got sidetracked with him, but I think we covered a lot of the stuff I wanted to ask you about because I like doing an interview. I like covering your history, your show, and kind of the current day stuff. So I think we kind of hit everything. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I just want people to know, number one, booty.
Yeah.
And number two, if you don't already subscribe to me, please subscribe to my new YouTube channel because I got kicked off of YouTube and I had to make a new one. You can find it at awful.tube. Type that into your address bar, awful.tube. It'll take you to my YouTube channel.
Hey, what's the H2BH, bro? I see everyone posting.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
And I have been
nice.
happy to be here. Thank you very much.
So, well, yeah, appreciate all the people coming over from Jesse because obviously you got a lot more fans than we do. So that's what you're seeing in the chat, Mir, is 80 to 90% of the fans are yours, and then 10 to 20% are ours. So check out Jesse on his channel. Check out his clip channel. There's a lot of really good condensed videos of coverage on. I think the Stein stuff and the Merch stuff is really funny. That's
a lot of my shit's been wiped off of YouTube, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to either check out a clip channel or my website, podawful.com.
So there you go, people.
You can follow me on Twitter at podawful or my backup account at the N-word.
The N-word, yep. So he's got you can find him on Twitter causing mayhem all over the place. And yeah,
Jesse.
And I send nudes too. So if you want to hit me up in the DM, I will.
We got tons of groupies in here. So if you any of our
you guys have
codes.
Do you guys have any gag hags?
Oh yeah, tons of them, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we get hoes.
Bitches are fine all the time. I love bitches. They come and go.
That reminds me, Lil Mir, do you have a gag reflex?
No, man. I'll just fucking go down low, bro, like a banana. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll suck anything you need me to suck.
I bet Kenneth could like really fucking.
See, I didn't mean to double book you, man. Honestly. But Kenneth was just such a draw to me with you. I figured could maybe talk some sense into him.
Kenneth was more interesting than me because I haven't been.
Yeah, molested. I didn't know any of that shit. That just came out of nowhere. I mainly wanted to catch up on his shit. You should, if you're interested in Kenneth Polk, check out our last interview with him. It's fucking hilarious.
Does he have like a YouTube channel or something?
Yeah, he kind of does. There's a bunch of these troll guys who we're just constantly trolling him, and I guess he still got it up, but he was doing streams like every day talking about like his using and stuff in the past, like doing retrospectives. He really is like, he was doing a lot for a while, and then I guess he kind of disappeared, and now he's back. So that was kind of the excitement of having him on because he had like quit. He had deleted his YouTube and Twitter for a bit, but now he's back. So if you guys are into Pogue, give him a digital pat on the back and say, hey man, keep doing your shit, because he's an interesting character.
Do not give him a digital pat on the back of the head though, because
no, exactly.
He might go downwards.
No, he's an interesting character, and I brought him on because I was like, he's the quintessential Dabbleverse guy, because he's like a lot of these Dabbleverse guys, and he knows all the shit. So I thought if he came on, maybe he could tell Jesse about it. Didn't really go that way, but
I still have no idea what the Dabbleverse. I didn't learn anything.
No, exactly. And there's not much to it. He kind of summed it up. It's like the same shit every day. And I kind of told you it's just people fighting all day. So that's the long and short of it.
If I'm going to get into the Dabbleverse, who do I check out first?
I don't even fucking know, bro.
I can't. What's the first thing I look at?
So there's like these shows that cover it, which is like Patrick Melton, which Melton.
Yeah,
I've seen him
from Red Bar. But he's kind of focused in one avenue. Then there's like this puppet guy who's like and who wears a wrestling mask.
I've seen the puppet. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
And
man. So
and then Win by Two. You've seen him before too.
I just found him.
So I've been on his show a bunch, and
wow, that's an incredible Win by
transformation.
That is wild that exists. That is crazy. I
He's
know
a good guy. He's a good guy.
I said that shit about Red Bar earlier and how he thinks he invented clapping, but holy shit, Win by 2. What are you doing?
Win by 2.
Win by 2 is a good guy, bro. He's a good. You should be sweet to him. Be sweet, bro. Be sweet. Be sweet.
He does the best Mike David impression I've ever seen.
He's gonna hate you for saying that, man. Be sweet.
Dead on. I mean, he's got the mannerisms, the fucking cadence, the voice. It's everything. It's crazy.
But he does. He covers the. Basically, he covers.
Is he all right in the head?
He's an impersonator. What can you say?
I mean, it's usually when a show is being called a Red Bar ripoff, I'm like, okay, cut out the middleman. It's just Opie and Anthony, but or Man Cow. But Win by 2 is like, that guy must be fucked up or something. He's retarded or something because like he's just doing Red Bar.
The funny thing is he doesn't know. I think he's watched Red Bar, but he doesn't know any of the old Red Bar shit.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
I have only watched his stream one time. I caught him doing the same. Like, I make fun of Mike David for doing this weird little old person spider hand. He puts his hand on his desk like this. Like, it looks painful. His hand always looks painful. And I caught Win by 2 doing that. Like, he's even doing that. It's nuts. It's not just because he has a TV behind him. Nobody, no one invented that. He's doing an impression of a guy.
So he's doing the Red Bar version of covering the Dabbleverse. Basically.
Yes.
Doesn't Red Bar cover
doesn't negate the fact
stuff?
Nah, he doesn't really get into it. Like, okay, so that's the funny thing. Like, all these guys that are in the Dabbleverse were Red Bar guys, and now Red Bar, from what I gather, mainly covers like Hollywood guys.
Hollywood Mike.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, sorry. I only just learned about Win by 2, and it's like blowing my mind that something like that is real. Like,
check it out. He's a great man.
I kind of hate that he exists because it like undoes my theory that all of this stuff, all of these people being accused of copying Red Bar is like bullshit. Like, then you see him, it's like it's dead.
And he's popping, bro. He's popping right now, man. 2,000 views a fucking show, bro. That's popping, bro.
That's popping.
I don't know. Didn't you guys get like 2,000 views on your Mersh interview?
Yeah, dude. We're popping, bro. We're popping, man.
Well, that's Mersh, though. Mersh brings the big numbers.
I am going to be very upset if I don't get. I should not have streamed this to my channel as well because I do.
We need the views. We need the views,
guys. I need you to go back and watch. If you watch it on my channel, watch this.
Come back,
Mir
please.
Musk. We need more views.
Bad man.
We need more views than Hollywood Mersh. Okay.
Yes. What were you doing, Jesse? Why would you do us like that, bro? We're struggling.
I asked Chow ahead of time. I asked Chow ahead of time. I was like, "Do you guys care if I restream?" Because I haven't done a show in forever. I needed to do something. I kind of needed to test my shit to see if I can even do
us dirty. All right.
No. He asked. I said sure. I didn't care. I mean,
I know why Mersh
asked you, Mir.
So much. Mersh would never have done that. Mersh was like, you know what? Let's do it for free.
He wouldn't do it because he's afraid he's being set up. He's terrified of being trolled. But I don't give a shit. In fact, I mean, somebody porn bombed in the middle of this shit. But and I'm pretty sure that was one of my guys, and I'm streaming too. That hurts me. But
it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's what God says.
Not what it is. No, it isn't.
No. Just be blessed that you're alive and you're breathing today.
I'll give you
booty. That's what we can go out.
Booty.
I'll give a shout out to Ray DeVito. That's the guy I really like. Like you have Goons. He's as the doctor. That's my specimen. So I study his shit all the time. And I was doing stand up kind of. Yeah. And so he does a show every day with no plan. He just goes live and waits for people to super chat him, but he's on all these pills and drinks every day, and
he's a good man.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'd honestly say just do you. Don't try to jump into this dab thing because it's kind of waning.
Take advice from the doctor. He knows.
Well, whenever I jump into like one of these sections of internet like that, it kills it. So
yeah.
I'm kind of interested in jumping in just to make it go away.
Please. Well, I know you were talking about that's actually because we talk on Twitter. We have for a while, but then I saw you post something about Steel Toe, and then I was just like, dude, when you coming on with us? So Steel Toe is one of these guys who's kind of in this Dabbleverse shit.
Yeah,
so,
I have been watching him lately, so I guess I am getting into.
He kind of transcends though, because like.
True.
Yeah, everyone.
I like Steel Toe. I'm trying to be friends with him because I think I made the wrong call on Steel Toe.
No, we interviewed him. He's a great guy. He's really sweet.
He seems like a nice guy. I'll tell you this: he handles trolling way better than anybody else that's being called a lol cow. He actually, and this is people aren't going to like that I'm saying this. He's handling it correctly for the internet. But what makes him so funny is that he handles it the worst possible way for his marriage. But he is doing it right. I mean, he's doing what I would do, mostly. I mean, well, no, not at all, actually, but seems like a great guy.
It's interesting to watch. I was never he came on and he was chill when he was on our show, but I don't even really like watching him or people covering them because I'm not into like the red pill like stuff all the time. And
is that you think he's a red pill guy?
Well, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Not red pill, but have you ever watched his show?
Yeah, I was watching it yesterday.
Well, whatever. He's talking about like politics stuff a lot. I like it when he gets into some of the drama stuff that's going on with some of this, but there's so many shows that just cover him now.
I want to co-host his show, sit in, and because Ape isn't on there right now. I want to sit in for Ape.
That'd be cool. I'd watch that.
He said that I can co-host anytime, but then I keep saying, all right, let me co-host now, and he doesn't let me do it. So I don't really
I'll put in a good word. I can.
But look at that. Yeah, put in a good word for me. Look, I came on here. It wasn't a big deal, right?
It was a fun show.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. You roasted Kenneth. You made him feel insecure. You did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that to Steel Toe. I don't think he was molested. So.
Right. He's a good man. But anyway, let's end this shit because I gotta go, bro.
Booty.
Jesse, it was an honor as always.